The following podcast is being brought to you by the Defy Life Podcast Network.
This week on the Defy Life Podcast, the guys bid farewell to Money and West Coast Jay, talk about which NFL players are the best at their respective positions, and discuss NFL Week 9. As always, they answer listener questions and wrap things up with some trivia. Let's get it.
Yeah, that's what it is. I guess we gotta do it then. You alright? Check. Pool. Out. Money. West Coast. Let's get it. Strap in, let's take a ride. Oh yeah, it's about that time, right? Been waiting all week to get to this. It's finally time to defy life. Let's chop it up. Keep it real, no other way. That's what we do. We might disagree, but it's all love. Guarantee we gon' speak the truth. Yeah, this hit different. My guys with me, now who's with us? Stick around for a few minutes. It's contagious. You'll get it. You downloaded the realest. Don't feel us, forget out. You not rocking with Defy Life, then what's your life about? This ain't Defy Life. Told you. On to the shy line. I'm gonna let this ride out though. This is Defy Life. This is Defy Life. Welcome back to the Defy Life Podcast, powered by the Defy Life Podcast Network. Check us out on defylifepods.com and all other platforms. As always, we encourage you to hit the like button, subscribe, and give a 5-star rating whenever you listen. You can also find us on all social media platforms at Go Defy Life. This episode is sponsored by Bud Bottles, home of the Bud Bottle and the Bud Freshener. Please visit budbottles.com for your odor eliminating needs. This is episode 132. Come on in, wipe your feet, and close the door behind you. Let's get to it. I'm your host, J.R. Glantz, joined as always by my wonderful co-hosts, Gerald Hedrick, Alvin Glantz, West Coast J, and some other dude. What's good, Money?
Yo. Man, it's the real himself. The real is back, dog. You already know it's 2 for Tuesdays, man. How are you, man? Let's get it.
I'm good, man. I'm good. Been looking forward to this all week. It's good seeing your face this weekend.
Oh, yes, sir. Good seeing yours, too, man. You got a little more handsome since the last time I saw you.
Hey, man, that's what we do. We age like wine, not like milk. All right. All right. Al, what's good, baby?
Man, I can't call it. Doing good. Good to be on this show as always. So, doing fine, man. Doing good.
No doubt. West Coast, welcome back from the West Coast. What's good with you, man?
Man, I'm chilling. California on fire.
All right.
I'm good, though.
All right. How many fires you put out while you're out there?
Two
whole
That's
fires.
it? You ain't.
Yeah, it was in barbecue pits.
Okay, that makes sense.
All right. Hey, the kind of fires you got to deal with fires, you might as well deal with those kind.
I mean, at the very least, put some grill marks on something, you know. Plus, you got to make sure that you don't start the next one. So,
right.
Put out there, too.
Well, good, man. Fam good? Everything out there?
Yeah, man. We had a great time. Little cuz got married.
Right.
My family is ridiculous.
Hey.
We had a great time. Like, anytime I get to hang out with my cousins is a plus.
No doubt. Well, good, man. Good to have you back. We got at this point, is he a visitor at this point? Everybody, sit down before I make this next announcement. Thomas Stevens in the house, ladies and gentlemen. Ooh. What's good?
Man, what's good? What they do. It's good to be back, man. Let me stretch out, stretch my legs. What's good, man? Glad to be home.
No doubt, man. It's good to have you back, man. Just want to check in with you. So, while you were gone, you made the Jamaican bobsled team. You started the game at quarterback for the Bears. You finished superhero college, and what else did you? Oh, and you stopped the tsunamis from the by dropping the nuke in the middle of the ocean. So congrats, man.
No doubt, man. It's all in the day's work, man. You know, I'm just glad to be me, man. You know, whatever I could do, whatever I can get done out there. I like to get it done.
Good shit.
I mean, last week wasn't that you took out the leader of ISIS too? That was you, right?
Man.
Nah, well, that was. I'm not gonna take the glory for that. That wasn't me.
Oh, you just in the vicinity.
I'll probably take down the next cell. You know.
My man.
Right.
Well, just a few things I wanted to note during your absence, just to notice, just little notables of how much things have changed since Thomas Stevens, since we last heard your voice. So, did you guys know that the last time we talked to Pooh, the #1 song in America was "I Will Always Love You" by Whitney Houston?
Get out of here.
Wow.
The World Series champions were the Toronto Blue Jays.
Get out of here, man.
The price of the the Joe Carter.
Oh, wow.
The price of a loaf of bread was 79 cents.
How much was a gallon of gas?
I was just about to ask that.
The price of a gallon of gas was $1.13.
Man, get out of here.
Mm-hmm. Pluto was still a planet. And last but certainly not least, LMNOP was still in the alphabet song.
Still there.
True. True.
So a lot has changed since we last talked to you, Thomas Stevens. We do hope that you can catch up with us in the 21st century. And
no doubt.
we sent you a thing called a microphone. So you're talking to that. You no longer have to use the cup with the strings attached to them. So welcome back, sir. We are grateful to have you. The voice.
No doubt, man. No doubt. It's like I said, elated to be here, man. I see people, they doing everything on their cell phones now. So
hey, you can actually
it's
pay
a whole new world for me.
Right, and you can actually pay for that gallon of gas $1.13 at the pump. You ain't got to go in no more.
It's a new world out here, man.
Hey, man, we got your back though.
No doubt.
OG Thomas Stevens. So a little bit of house cleaning before we get into the meat of the show. It's been a while since we shouted out our new patrons, so I want to give a quick shout out to our latest patrons. Carolyn Hall, our sister Kim at AEN, Anything, Everything, and Nothing. Her mom is Carolyn, is officially a patron now, so shout out to you, Mama Carolyn, and your potato salad. Demetria McKnight.
Yeah.
Demetria, who is, I don't know if it's the official, unofficial, but she's the president of the AEN fan club, and she has decided to become a patron as well. So shout out to you, Demetria. And Kayla English, no other than the daughter of our very own Yusuf, Coach English. His daughter is now a patron as well. So shout out to you three. We are grateful for you and all your support. As I mentioned, it was great to see Money's face this weekend, great to see Pooh this weekend. With all of our patron support, we were able to have our first Defy Life Partners retreat in Hartsville, South Carolina, and knock out some business, have some good fraternity, and be around our Defy Life family and knock out some restructuring of the business and get some things kind of ironed out, since we're all over the East Coast, and we rarely get this. This was our first time being in a room together, all the partners, with other than the cookout. There was just so much going on the cookout. So with just us six, it was our first time being in the room together. So Pooh, Money, it was good to see you guys, man.
Absolutely, here. It was good to see everyone, man. I had an amazing time.
Damn right.
Great experience. Shout out to Keish, man.
Yes.
Dope experience, man. Very positive, very uplifting, man. I'm ready for a new quarter, a new year,
Yes.
and hopefully we bring everybody from the Defy Life family a bigger and better year, man.
Absolutely.
Hey.
Yeah. Go ahead, Pooh.
I was just about to say, I can only third that, and even though everything was great, and it was our first time doing it. As we walked away at the end of it, and I looked around the rooms and everything where we were, and it almost seemed like I was looking at everything in reverse, because as we were walking out, I was thinking, I was like, and I envisioned on where we were going and where we are now, and I was like, wow, I was remembering us being where we are at that point because I could see where we're going.
Right.
So that was crazy.
Yeah, man. It was just a dope experience. And again, Money, you mentioned it, but shout out to Keisha. It was so dope to have my sister be a part of that experience and bring us all together, and it's kind of ground us and have us see things through a certain perspective that we don't always get to see because we're so always focused, like laser focused on the business. And it was great to have Keisha there to kind of ground us and go through those processes with us. And we really hope that we can bring in, as we continue to expand, the entire family of the Defy Life network, and spouses, families, because that experience was so dope.
I agree. I concur, man. I'm still feeding off that energy.
Right.
Still feeding off that energy.
Damn right. And Yosh, thanks for hosting. Lynn, thanks for hosting. The wings was banging. Good times, man.
Great times.
Right. So yeah,
I almost got shot by the cops.
Oh God! So Money, you got to tell them this story. No, that is not another conversation. So West Coast, Al, I'll lead you into it, Money. So Friday night, Yosh, it was kind of a welcome, just a kickback at Yosh's crib, and Yosh made wings. And if y'all ain't had Yosh's wings, you just don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Again, Mama Carolyn sent a big pan of potato salad. So we eating, drinking, did a big ass show with 100 topics and 8 people in the room. It's crazy. And after me and Money's segment was over, what was it, like 1 in the morning, Money?
Yeah, it was about 1.
Yeah, and we leave, and you take it from here, Money.
All right, so we, so first of all, I don't know if anybody's ever been to Hartsville, but everything's super dark.
Oh God, that's not the darkest place I've ever been in my life.
Yeah, it's not a lot of lighting.
And I'm from Newberry.
Right. But you can still, there's a few streets that are kind of, I guess, in the in town part of the area, which is not very far from where we were. Honestly and truly, we might have been 4 or 5 city blocks away, because we only made like 3 turns. But so we're leaving, and it's super dark, and so Jay's like, hey man, this is. Make sure you stop at the stop sign, because this is where Yosh got pulled over, and it was literally like the stop sign right in front of his house. And so we chuckled, got a little laugh, ha ha ha, he. And
Yosh, ha ha.
Yeah, like Yosh, you gotta stop at the stop sign. So I make the next right, and I make and I'm on I guess one of the main streets, and I get to a light, because the overall, we were literally maybe 0.8 miles away from our destination when we left. So we weren't far away to begin with. I went to the next light, and it was red. And so I'm sitting there, and we're sitting there, and the light was red at least 3 minutes. And maybe every 20 seconds or so, a car would go by. And so, like, going the direction where the light was green, like every 20 seconds or so, a car would go by. So I'm like looking around, and I'm like, damn, like this. I feel like this light should have changed by now. And so I asked Jay. I said, hey, Jay, is that a no turn on red sign at the light? He's like, yeah, it is. So I was like, okay, so I'm not just going to turn. Because with my luck, the cars pulling up behind me, one of them would be a super cop. So we kind of laugh, ha ha ha. So as we're still sitting there, the light is still not changing. And so I'm like, man, wow. Okay. So then I just so happen to look out the window because once again I live in Charlotte, so all of our lights are they're censored. So I'm like, well, you know what? Maybe the light's not changing because it doesn't see me. So I was like, so I'm gonna back up, So I put my car in reverse. I look out, see where the line is. I'm like 4 feet past the line, so I back up to where the line is. Now Jay and I both kind of concluded this was a coincidence, but after I backed up, the light did start to change after we had been sitting there for about 5 minutes. Now, by the time the light turns, the two cars that were behind me, that were kind of way behind me in the beginning, they're now right behind me. One car turns left, and then the other car is behind me. So I go straight 2 blocks, go straight for 2 blocks, and then I make a right. Now, after I make a right, the next block up is the hotel. So I go to turn into the hotel, and the car behind me happens to be a cop, and he hits his damn cop lights. And I'm like, man, come on.
And I know you ain't did shit. So at that point, I'm like, damn, he got somebody. And I'm wasted. So not realizing the shit, it ain't nobody but us. But I'm still like, damn, he got somebody. And as he followed us into the hotel parking lot, I'm like, oh shit, he got us.
Yeah, I'm like, shit,
somebody is us.
He coming up to the car.
Right.
So I put the window down, and he's like, hey, how you guys doing this evening? We're like, so Jay, for listeners that's never seen, like, Jay's a big dude. So I'm like, immediately, like, I'm like a little concerned because at this point, I'm like, this cop has pulled us over. We in Hartsville. It's 1:30 in the morning. He's white. We're black. Jay's big. Like, so I'm like, automatically, I'm like, he feel threatened. And if you listen to anything, if you listen to this show, we are not very, we don't have very positive feelings about altercations with the police or potential altercations with the police. Like, I just already have a negative, like vibe from it. So he comes up, and naturally he asked me for my license and registration. So I pull out my license, and I know that my registration's in my glove compartment. I just don't know where it is in my glove compartment. So without thinking, so I'm like, damn, I hope my registration's not in the glove compartment because I got a gun in the glove compartment. So I don't really want to pop the glove compartment because I noticed that everywhere I'm putting my hand to look for my registration, the officer is shining his flashlight. Like, so he's like, he big time seeing everything. So I'm like looking in the door because I think I remember like doing my taxes and putting it in the door and it wasn't in there. I looked in the middle console and it wasn't in there. So I was like, damn. And he just waiting. So I'm like, God, I got to open my glove compartment. So it just so happens that I pop the glove compartment, and it just so happens I think there's, like, you can clearly see my gun, at least from in the car.
I could.
So I'm like, damn, I don't want him to shoot me in the back of the fucking head and then be like, gun, because that's how cops do. So I am low key shook. I'm not telling Jay, but Jay sees the gun. Like I said, Jay's a big dude. So I'm like, I think my registration's on the right side of the glove compartment and my gun is on the left side. So I'm like making sure I'm reaching all the way to the right side. And so I'm just pulling out random papers, but for whatever reason, I think because the gun is all black, the holster's all black, and it was in the holster. So I think I know he flashed his light in that glove compartment several times, but just by the grace of God, he just didn't register that thing as a weapon.
And he had to, because again, this is the darkest city in America. So in order for me to see the gun, he had to flash his lights in there.
Right. So I pull out a couple registrations, but they're old. They're from like the year before. And I guess he just got tired of waiting because he was like, he was just like, man, you know why I pulled you over? And I was like, no, I don't know why you pulled me over. He's like, well, your tags expired last month. And I was like, my tags expired last month. I thought he was so, oh man.
And
so
keep
like,
in mind, this is November 1st.
So I'm like, okay. So he's like, can you step out of the car, sir? And I'm like, oh, golly. So I get out the car, and I come back, and then I hand Jay. well, actually, I get out the car, and that's when I realized it's a whole nother officer standing beside Jay's right ear.
And the whole time I'm trying to like pick my knees up to hide it from the cop that I know was there. And I didn't even realize there was another one behind me. So I'm trying to hide like the view of the officer that I see, not knowing that that's opening up the view for the officer behind me that I didn't know was there.
Yeah, so he's there. So, and the whole the second officer never says shit to me. He was just, yo, dog, I'm telling you, he would have burnt your whole life away. I'm telling you.
I still don't even know he's there.
Yeah, he never said shit. Okay, so the other officer takes me back and he says, oh, so then he points the flashlight on my tag, and I'm like, yeah, it's definitely expired. And I said, well, in North Carolina, they usually give us, 30, 45 days to get it taken care of, get it updated and everything like that. And I thought he was going to say, well, not here. Like, but he didn't. He was like, oh, okay, well, make sure you get that taken care of. Then he said, have you had anything to drink? I know I had 2 Coronas. Now, a friend of mine said I should have just been like, I didn't have anything to drink. But I'm thinking I need to be as honest with this officer as possible. Like, if he can smell the beer on me and I tell him no, I'm immediately going to jail. Ain't no telling when I'm like, they gotta take me to a whole nother count. Like, I just didn't know. So I was like, yeah, I had a couple of Coronas. And then he says, well, you mind if I give you a sobriety test and make sure you're good to drive? And I'm like, man, God. So now it's cold outside. I'm in flip flops, and he making me do the finger test while he putting his finger all over my field. And I'm probably shaking. Like, he putting his finger, doing it all, like, make sure you don't move your head. So I'm trying to stay balanced, stay not cold, stay not being nervous, and, like, not move my head while I'm following his finger. Now, I know I only had 2 Coronas, so he gets done and he tells me, yeah, you're right on the line. You're right on the line. I could take you in, but I won't. And I'm like, man, golly. So really, at the end of the day, I felt like he was doing, like, he was taking it a little extra, but he was really kind of doing me a favor, I guess, or he wanted me to feel like he was doing me a favor. So he was like, yeah, I could take you in, but I won't. But you're right on the line. And so he was like, yeah, just make sure you. So then I guess he went and ran my license and everything, because then he came back to the car a little bit in like 3 more minutes and was like, yeah, I'm gonna just give you a contact warning. I'm not gonna give you a ticket. I could have given you a ticket. Like, everything he could have done, he made sure he let me know that he could have done those things. And then he let us go or whatever. But it's just.
And time he took you out, and time you got out the car, I closed the damn glove compartment because I was like, you ain't gonna get a second look at this motherfucker.
Right. Because I just know.
Still not knowing there's another officer behind me.
Yeah, and I just saw, and after it was all over, because Jay and I stayed in 2 different hotels. I was like, Jay, can I come sleep with you? Like, I was so fucking scared, dog. Like, because I know that situation me and Jay could have been on the news.
Right.
Like, it just that situation could have just gone a whole different way. And normally, if the officer asks me if I have a weapon in the car, I will let him know that I do have a weapon in my trunk and a weapon in my glove compartment. And they'll send their partner over to the passenger side to retrieve my weapon while I retrieve my registration. But I got a new plan, because I put my registration above my fucking head in the sun visor thing, and now that's where it's going to be for always. Now I don't never have to go in my glove compartment unless I'm actually getting my gun. So just, heads up, little learning experience. And I definitely pissed on myself. Very, very scared, just because, you know how it is for us black brothers out here.
I'm glad you survived.
Right.
Hey, thank you, bro.
Real talk.
Yeah, but overall, very good weekend. Shout out to Lenny Kim for their 50th episode. We were all there to be a part of that. And me and Money kind of took over the first part of their show, and we actually started talking about porn on their show.
Yeah, ridiculous.
Your mama gonna be mad at y'all.
Yo, and I dropped a few F-bombs, but
a bunch of them.
Watch out.
Now, right. Jay was bent.
Absolutely.
Jay was definitely, but he had a few.
More than a few. I started drinking before everybody got there. It was just me and Yosh drinking at one point.
But my brother had a great time on Friday night, and I think that when the cop pulled us over, that definitely sobered him up because he was not sober when we left.
Oh yeah, I was definitely sober by the time my feet hit the ground.
But I'm glad. You know what? I'm glad you was with me. I'm glad it happened the way it did. I thought I don't even know what would have happened if I would have been by myself. You know,
right.
I'm glad that situation went down exactly the way it went down.
Right.
And everybody was in the right place where they should have been. I felt like.
And shout out to the officer because he was cool. He was professional. He was cool and he was calm. So shout out to him. When Yosh knew him after we described him, but shout out to him because we give enough grief to the bad ones. I want to give a shout out to him for being professional.
Absolutely.
So, but yeah, man.
Hartsfield must be
for not seeing that Glock 9.
Right. Professional and blind. I'm glad he was all that. But yeah, Hartsfield's pretty small. I mean, along the lines of like a Newberry, I guess.
Okay, gotcha.
Oh yeah. But yeah, so good weekend, good times. Looking forward to the next event. But yeah, so got that out of the way. We got Pooh back in the saddle, and this leads. I want to go ahead and get this out of the way, man, because it's kind of bittersweet. We mentioned a couple weeks ago that Money and West Coast will be getting their own show, and with that, this is you guys' final episode as co-host on the Defy Life podcast. How y'all feeling?
And now the end is near, and so I face the final curtain. I feel like I gotta play Sinatra in the background. Like that's, I feel like that's what's going on. It is indeed bittersweet. I've had a wonderful time here. You know, thank y'all for making me feel at home. Since everybody is on the East Coast, and y'all just let this West Coast guy up in here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Walking around talking West Coastish.
That's what y'all do.
It's true. We don't know no other way.
Right.
But it's been a great time for me. I've enjoyed this thoroughly. You know, listening to y'all argue it's pretty much the highlight of my week, pretty consistently. So I'm gonna miss you guys. I promised myself I wouldn't do this.
Hey man, it's definitely a bittersweet moment for me, man. You know, I'm sad, but I'm excited. I've been able to be on the show for, probably close to 80 episodes, I think now.
Wow.
And
damn.
Yeah, man, it's been an experience. It's been a ride, man. I think I'm good at this too. Like I think y'all sharpening me up, and you know, I've enjoyed every moment with you guys, man. From when we're laughing it up, chopping it up, to when we're arguing like cats and dogs, man. You know, it is what it is. But I'm definitely excited for what's coming on the horizon. And you know, West Coast and I, you know, we're gonna bring it to you live and direct, man. We're gonna do a little something different. You know, two single guys. We're gonna do a little something different, man. So I'm excited. But you know, I'm gonna miss y'all. So I'm gonna definitely try to get back here as much as I can, at least.
Right.
And
I don't think I speak for Pooh and Al. I can't wait to come to y'all's crib and put my feet on y'all's couch.
Oh, yeah. You're more than welcome, man. We're gonna need a few guests. We're gonna need a few guests. So yeah, man.
Anytime.
It's gonna be great.
Enjoyed both of y'all. It's been y'all will be missed. Y'all each bring a different flavor, style, sense of comedy. experiences, and it's been really, really good kicking it with y'all for these shows. So I'm gonna go listen to some J. Cole,
and some E40,
and some E40, and that's how I'll mourn you guys, because real talk, enjoyed it, and good luck, and look forward to listen to y'all, and again, like Jay and Pooh, whenever you want us to come put our feet up on your couches, and just a holler away, bro.
Appreciate that, brother.
For sure.
No doubt. So, have we settled on a name yet?
West Coast, you wanna unveil the name, man?
Oh yeah. So we're going to be called Unsupervised. The spinoff.
The spinoff.
Spinoff.
Unsupervised, the spinoff.
I like that.
How you like?
I like that.
I like that.
I mean, all of our adult supervision is pretty much on this show.
Right.
So
Really?
yeah. Like,
They ain't
all
got
of
no
y'all-
like responsible married dudes to keep them in check no more.
Not at all.
Exactly.
Not in any way.
I got you.
We can get into all of the details of the Holla Tree,
That's right.
which is spelled WHO, Latree for the record.
We get into exactly how we save them or don't save them.
Precisely. We can debate how we save them or don't save them. It is what it is.
Wow.
But it should.
I'm looking forward to that.
Talk about the average cost of a date in North Carolina with impunity.
Right.
Yeah. With reckless abandon. Like reckless.
With
It's gonna
current
be
information.
dope, man. Yeah, it's gonna be dope, man.
That's
Gonna have fun.
We're not putting a timetable. We're not putting a timetable on the show. We just want it to be, content that you can go back and listen to. Peep that this weekend. I felt like that was the kind of the best way to move forward. No time sensitive stuff per se. It's gonna be dope content, man. You can come back and listen to it tomorrow, next year. Everything still be relevant, man. We're gonna bring it to the listeners, man.
That's dope. Well, good, man. I'm excited for y'all. I'm excited to check out this episode and the first episode. And again, I'm excited to be a guest and step into y'all's world for a second.
It should be great fun. You be supervised sometimes too. You got wife, kids, Al, everything.
You're right. That's what I'm saying. So I need to.
You can come hang out unsupervised.
Right.
We
I
still
need to
playing
escape
video games.
sometimes.
Hey,
Y'all
I
got
thought
video
this
games?
was my unsupervised time, to be honest. So that's why I'm gonna miss y'all the most.
Right. See, that's the lame married part of us, Al. We think this is the unsupervised time. They about to really show us what this shit is.
It's so damn lame. It's amazing.
Right.
Wow. Even when you think you're not lame, you're lame. That's
Right.
how lame it is.
So yeah, man. So I'm looking forward to it. So yeah. So just a whole lot of changes, man. My guys are going off to college, I feel like, man. But yeah, so y'all getting your own show. We got another surprise for y'all next week. More changes here next week. Good changes. So I'm excited, man. We got Pooh back. Pooh, you still there?
Nah, I'm here, man.
Pooh, we got Pooh back.
Oh,
Okay.
I was expecting them boys to say the name like Tiger Blood or something. I ain't. I was just
Tiger blood.
Tiger blood.
I was
I thought he was
just
talking
waiting,
about your
man.
life as a Clemson fan or something.
Nah, that's what what's the kid say he had tiger blood in him when he was out doing all the reckless stuff.
Now he has HIV blood in him.
What
Oh.
that kid said?
You talking about
What's his name?
Charlie Sheen.
Charlie Sheen. Yeah.
Now he has HIV blood. Pooh.
He does.
I was just thinking y'all had right, he does. I was just thinking y'all was about to say something mad, crazy, reckless, but I dig the name though. I dig it.
I like
I appreciate
You
that.
ain't got no choice. It's a dope ass name.
Nah, I mean,
and it ain't his show, right, Money? He can't say shit about it.
That's what I thought he was gonna say too.
Right.
You got no choice. It ain't your show.
True. Nah, I dig it. I dig it. I just didn't have a clue, you know, what you guys were gonna say, because you're so untamed. So, you know, I get it.
Wow. Yeah, man, it's gonna be fun. So, as we continue to, beat down the timeline, figure out when the first episode will be here, we'll make sure we announce it and the other shows announce it. And so looking forward to it. But we actually
the full support of the network. Let's get it, baby.
Man, I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to the whole late night circuit.
Yeah, the full support of the network.
Man, I'm sitting on everybody's couch. I'm on anything, and nothing first. Lenny Kim talking to you.
You know what I'm really looking forward to, though?
The promotional tour. I see y'all.
I'm ready for the first episode where y'all have Simba on as a guest, and West Coast and Simba just talking all that West Coast Oakland shit, and Money just like, what the fuck is y'all talking about?
Yeah, like, I don't know what y'all just said. Like, it's nothing, man. Don't even worry about that, man. Don't even trip right here.
Like, it's going to be a full-on translator on that episode.
I ain't going no.
I ain't going with y'all. It's all good, my G.
Oh, man. Well, we're going to jump into our listener question. We only got one listener question for the week. Those were actually our news tidbits. I welcome back to Pooh, because that's damn sure breaking news. And I farewell to Money and West Coast. So those were our news tidbits. Nothing else to us matters more than our own shit. So we want to talk about that for a minute. So our listener question for the week. It's a damn good question. And this is Ramon from Charleston. I think Ramon's emailed us before. So Al, you first.
Oh.
If you had to pick one person from the entire network for each of these tasks, who would you pick?
The entire network. Okay,
yeah.
See, that's where reading is fundamental. So I just read the show. So but that's okay.
So across the entire network. So
across the entire network.
Yeah. So Ramon first he wants to know, who would you pick from the entire network in a debate?
So I gotta go for debate. I'm gonna stick with you, cause you hard to budge. Mm-hmm. Like Yo said a few shows ago, you're a great orator, and you can be persuasive. Like you do the Yoda Jedi mind trick on dudes every now and then. They be like, hold on, wait a minute, say that again now. So I like to see you. You would be my dude for the debate. I'll tell you that. Used cars is the next one, right?
Yeah. Next one is selling the most used cars.
I'm going with Yosh, right? Cause it's that Jersey grind he got.
Right.
Not grimy, because that's Brooklyn. Brooklyn is the grimy folks, but he grind like that. So he can sell. He got the mouthpiece. I go with him for that.
All right. Next up, is survive on a deserted island.
So, I think I'm going with regular Scott.
Okay.
Cause he got this wittiness, survivor, MacGyver thing about him, and I haven't met him. Just listen to him,
mm-hmm.
and I feel like I'm gonna put him as my answer for that.
All right, I like that. And last, if you had to pick one person to sell out a comedy show,
well, so I know it says one person, but they don't roll like one person because they're always together. And even in the fucking trivia, they didn't do one person. Right. They came as a fucking pair, like Abbott and Costello and shit. But I'm going with Lynn and Kim. Those my girls. I love listening to them. They funny as hell, and you can't have one without the other. I guess that's why they rock like that.
Right.
They like Outkast, Al.
I get it. I'm picking them. I'm throwing. I got jabs and shit, but I know how they get down. I thought you could only
pick one, though, Al.
Yes, but in honor of them, They wouldn't let me pick one. They wouldn't, I'm going with them.
Solid. That's a solid list. All right, Pooh, you next. Who you rolling with across the entire network in a debate?
Damn, boy, that's tough. That, I like to rock with Money. I like to rock with you. I'm gonna rock with Al. I'm gonna rock with Al on the debate because Al he'll find something to intertwine something that you had no idea that it even went with it, or that it could even go together. He'll find a way to coincide with the subject. So
I think Pooh trying to say you like to throw shit in the game, Al.
I will throw shit in the game in a minute. Hold on. Time out. What about this shit right here, though? Right. Y'all didn't think about that.
Pooh always find a nice, eloquent way to say some shit.
Translation.
Right.
I'm gonna rock with Al, man. With the fiddle buster, man.
All right. Next, who would you pick to sell the most used cars?
Sell the most used cars. Damn. I'm gonna go ahead and put I'm gonna put you with the used cars, Jay. Because you'll have them cats thinking that Honda or Bentley.
Go ahead.
Gassing them up.
Right, where Al say you with the Jedi trick, like you'll be talking and be like, "Damn, I ain't know this bitch can do all this."
Bars.
Right. Right.
Oh shit! All right. Survive on a deserted island.
Man, I gotta go with Damn, I can only go with one.
Apparently, unless they're a pair.
They're not a pair, man.
Oh,
they're not a pair. But I gotta go get them. I want to get an honorable mention though to West Coast on this one because if he survive in Cali, he can survive anywhere.
Okay.
But
Sure.
hey, I'm gonna go with Keita from the show because I know I eat well.
No doubt.
And she definitely know how to survive. So I rock with her for that.
All right. And lastly, sell out a comedy show.
Sell out a comedy show, man. I got to go with B. I got to go with B to go. From the Speak the Truth podcast, ain't no doubt that kid is absolutely hilarious.
Gotcha. Yeah, be a funny dude. All right. Money. Who you taking in the debate?
Man, that's tough. Y'all talk a lot.
Y'all sure do.
Y'all are very persuasive. And I think the beautiful things I love about this network is, man, y'all can bring it, man. In a debate though, I'm gonna just go with the person I can't stand debating with the most, and that's you.
You as in Al.
You as in Jay.
Oh shit. Okay.
Can't stand debating with Jay.
You know I was about to debate you on that, but go ahead.
Out of the bus so smooth.
I just like how he said "you" with bass in his voice. Like shit is emotional right now. Like yo,
right.
you,
right? I felt that in my soul.
Okay.
I clutched my pearls when you said that shit. All right, go ahead.
Everybody across the network can really bring it, but don't nobody get under my skin in a debate like Jay. Like, and I pride myself on being a cool, calm, collected guy that kind of not let things bother him like that. But Jay has the ability to make me stop and be like, oh, this motherfucker just done made me mad.
I don't think I've been complimented that well in a while, so thank you. Damn, I'm touched.
Normally, I just be like, "Oh, okay, cool, you know what? I'm talking to Jay sometimes. This motherfucker just done made me mad, and I actually have to stop and think about, I'm actually mad. Like, yeah. So Jay in a debate, he's very skilled, great orator. I agree wholeheartedly with that.
But let me interject and sidebar. I'm not going to debate you, but I do want to say this shit, like being on 130 episodes of this shit, will make you. Like, for one, it'll have you thick-skinned as hell, and two, you find your way to, like, talk your way into some shit and out of some shit. Like, y'all motherfuckers, like, keep people sharp. But I just want to say that. Right. All right. Who's selling the most used cars, man?
I gotta go with my guy, man. I gotta go with Thomas, man. Pooh. You know, I gotta go with Pooh, man.
Pooh gonna look him in the eyes.
Go ahead with that, man.
Nah, he just got a way of, like, you know, I done seen Pooh get free pizza for a year.
Right.
You know, we got to deliver another piece of Thomas.
Right.
I mean, the dude can go, man. He you know, he's very persuasive. And I just think he can. He's very you just trust him, and he has a way of, like, the thing in you that's emotional. He's got a way of, like, going to find it and then turning it on.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, so he can get people to, you know, act off their emotions. You know what I'm saying? So I just, like, a lot of people, dog, when they go buy cars, it's an emotional buy.
Absolutely.
So I think those two things work hand in hand. So I'm gonna say Pooh.
That's a good one. All right. Who you picking to survive on a deserted island?
Man, this one's tough. I'm gonna say, man. I'm gonna say CL.
Damn good one.
I feel like CL is super resourcul. CL super resourceful. I feel like he's the type of dude. You ever play that game where you just give somebody 20 random items in a bag and tell them to do something with it?
Right.
Like I feel like CL is one of the type of people that could win that game all the time. Like, I built a bridge.
Mm-hmm.
How you build them?
Right. And I made dinner.
Right. I'm gonna go with CL, man. That's a smooth brother, man. I think he's very
Yeah, that's a good one. And lastly, who you picking to sell out a comedy show?
Can I pick me?
Absolutely.
I'm gonna pick me, man. Lynn and Kim with a close second, but I'm gonna pick me, man. You know, it's very easy for me to come up with a tag phrase, a catchphrase, catchy things, things that like people are very oriented to, and things that people can remember me by. So I'm gonna say me, man. I'm funny. Yeah, right. Me.
Okay. All right. And
confident.
That's what I was about to say. Lastly, who you picking to be the most humble? Nah, I'm just kidding.
You funny though.
Yeah.
Hey, appreciate that, man.
Yeah, you funny though. Yeah.
Oh man, West Coast. Who you got in the debate, man?
Simple. I'm gonna take it and make it the majority rules. I would have to use you as my proxy in a debate. You are the only person that I've heard make everybody mad at least once.
Damn.
At least once.
You know what I say. Some people want to be liked. My goal is to just have I just want to be hated by everybody at one point.
That's fair.
I want you to hate me all the time, but at one point in your life, I want you to just look back and be like, damn, I hated that dude. All right.
Can't stand him and only him.
Right.
Yeah, but overall, your eloquence in your argument there's been a few times I've been sitting on the fence like, I wonder what my argument actually really is. Like, I'm going to answer with my heart. I'm going to just answer with the first thing that pops into my head. And then I'm going to listen to the arguments and see what my actual answer is. And pretty consistently, you've swayed me to your side. Like, that's how I like to look at it. Pretty consistently, you've been good at that. So I would take you in a debate for your amazing oration skills.
All right. I'm adding that shit to my resume. Thanks, Yosh. Who you taking to sell the most used cars?
The used car situation. So, part of me wanted to say Uncle Oz. And the only reason why is because of the detail with which he would go into specs of the car.
Yes.
You know, like if you're a gearhead, you want to talk to a salesperson like Oz. Go, oh, no, I'm talking about 3,000 RPMs. Right. I'm talking about like this thing when you get to look, when you're even revving, if you are revving at 2,000 RPMs, this thing is going to take you to the next level. No, listen to me. When you get to the point where, you know what I mean? Like, part of me wants to say Oz for that reason. Like, but I don't think that he would get the average buyer. I think that the average buyer, on the other hand, is going to be swayed by Yosh most of the time. Like, I feel like Yosh got a good, quick in-out set. Like, he's like if you saw the Canelo fight, he's like the Russian. It's just a constant jab. It's a constant jab that's just constantly out there, a constant jab, and, you know, you either gonna buy it or you not. All right. So I feel like Yosh would sell the most used cars.
Damn good one, Yosh. Yeah, I was thinking Oz too until I thought about that damn commercial he made. And then
right.
I was like, nah.
You could not put him on anybody's.
What else you gonna do on a Sunday?
Man, what else we got to do on a Sunday, man?
Oh man, yeah. All right. Who you picking to survive on a deserted island?
Honey. That's easy. Wow. He always got that thing on him. Ain't nothing wrong
with shit, right?
Like that was the easiest of all of them. It's just like, wait, who always got money? Always got a pistol. Like, why would I not?
Right.
What? What's that? Plam. I don't know.
I don't know.
Well, we eating.
It's dinner now, right?
Let's go see. It stopped moving.
Oh man.
Much like this new show, I feel like we're gonna make a clever combination because, like, I'm always one I'm a machete type person.
Oh, shit.
So I'm like, you didn't shot it, I might as well cut it up and cook it.
Got it. All right. And lastly, who you picking to sell out a comedy show?
All right. So this all boils itself down to what kind of comedy do you enjoy? CL probably is much more my speed of comedy.
Okay.
Me personally, just because he says wild shit, and then people freak out about it, and then he goes on about his day like it wasn't really happening.
Right.
But Lynn and Kim would probably sell out. Like, if CL's selling out comedy clubs, Lynn and Kim selling out theaters and arenas.
Right. Yeah, like CL would have like a cult following.
Right. Like you could go see CL
for like 40 years.
You could go see him at like the Comedy Works in Denver for a weekend, but like that same weekend, Lynn and Kim would be at the Pepsi Center.
Right. Gotcha. All right. Yeah.
So I feel like they would sell out a comedy show and as a duo, not like ain't no Uno, they a duo. They are very much Three Stacks and Big Boy. Like they go together.
Right.
Like peas and carrots.
Right.
So I feel like them two in particular will be able to they would go on the Kevin Hart tour.
Right.
And be able to sell it out like that there.
No doubt. Yeah, I would cheat on this question a little bit.
I was gonna say, Jay, why don't you touch this one?
Let me touch this one. All right.
Yeah.
I'm cheating on this one. I'm going with Miggs.
Ooh.
The actual comedian.
The actual
I like
The
the technique.
actual comedian, and one, because obviously he's have a head start. Because I always say comedy is the hardest job in the world, so at least he's done it. And Miggs is a funny dude, man. And Miggs is like, when West Coast, like when you say your type of comedy, I like Miggs' type of comedy because he's not always like on the nose. So it's a lot of stuff with Miggs. You like 4 seconds later, you're like, oh shit, okay. So
Yo, like I just got it.
right. So I would have to go with Miggs, and to cheat double time, I would probably go with Paul.
Yeah, that's a funny dude too.
Yeah, and Paul has actually done comedy as well, and you can tell when they speak that they understand timing and all that shit. So the two dudes who are actually not actually on the network, they're actually writers. But I guess they count in the network. They're on the writers network. So yeah, I will go Miggs. Short second with Paul. But yeah, Miggs is a funny dude, man.
Miggs is very funny.
All right. Yeah. Ramon, damn good question. Or questions. I like when people like get like 4 questions in one. Like, you take advantage of your time, Ramon. I like that. You're efficient.
Are you not going to answer the rest of them?
Oh,
you're
you
not
want
gonna answer the rest of
shit. Okay. All right, in a debate, it's just tough. I go Al. CL a close second, because CL is like kind of like me in the sense that like he says shit to get to people, just at his own like for his own like chuckles inside himself. So he likes to see people squirm. I can appreciate that, but I go with Al because, like I say about it, like Al knows something about everything, and when he doesn't, and if he doesn't, I can't tell. So I'll go with Al, and because Al's like one of the only people, like even though I can see that I've made a lot of people, like everybody mad at some point, Al's the only one that like has never like shut down. Al will keep firing back. So I'll go with Al in the debate.
But let me just say this. It took me a long time to realize that you fuck with people, right? That's one thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had to listen to shows to realize, like in the moment, I didn't know I was upset.
Mm-hmm.
But when I'm listening to shows, I can recognize, like, that motherfucker had you hot.
Right. And it probably
Like,
took
you
Keon
firing
to
back,
point that
but-
shit out.
But you hot.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, but he be fucking with you. So okay. Watch this shit. Watch this.
Right.
Watch this.
But the thing, like, even like, I mean, I ain't gonna, like, it's been times where y'all done pissed me off too, and in the moment, like, it's so hard to remind yourself in the moment that he just fucking with you. Stop getting pissed off.
Oh, hell, they're just fucking with you. Calm
Right.
down.
Like, but I'm gonna win this moment, and afterwards you like, I knew he was just fucking with me, and he still baited me. So yeah. To sell the most used cars, that's I got to go with Yosh on that one. This is like somebody said, like, for one, Yosh gonna show up at 3:00 in the morning and invite you to his first appointment with you is gonna be at 3 in the morning, and he gonna line up appointments every 20 minutes for the rest of that day to sell the most used cars. Yosh gonna stay out there to midnight, and he ain't gonna stop selling shit to the end of the day. He might be at 3 different lots in one day. You never fucking know. Like Yosh, he like you said, he's gonna grind to make sure he sell the most cars. So to survive on a deserted island, ooh, that's tough. This is kind of cheating as well, but I'm going with Pooh to survive on a deserted island, because I've been there Like I'm saying I'm cheating because me and Pooh have been together in places when we ain't had shit, and we had to make it work. So, and I mean like stretches at a time. Like so, I've seen Pooh like make something out of nothing. So I go with Pooh on that shit.
I thought you was gonna go with Pooh because he stopped a hurricane.
Well, damn. Well, that's all a given, right? I mean, and he's a fucking superhero. So yeah.
Hi, Pooh. That all.
Right. Well, so Pooh, how does that work? So when you finish superhero college, are you a superhero, or do you have to get a job to be considered a superhero? Do you have to like pass the bar or something? How does that work?
Like, do you immediately get called up to the boys, or like, how does it work?
I mean, when you, I guess when you swoop in and you stop your first crisis. It's initiation by battle, man. So once you get that done, you're dubbed. You're dubbed in. So I'm still waiting on that. Hold on. Think I might grab somebody's purse outside. Oh, nah, it's straight. That's good.
Damn, who's that close? Witnessing history.
Yeah, right.
Okay. All right. Well, we're gonna take a quick break, and then we're gonna come back and talk some NFL and give Al's baseball roundup, and then some trivia. This is episode 132. We'll be right back with you.
Welcome to the Anything, Everything, and Nothing podcast with Lynn and Kim. Join us as we discuss the latest in everything from entertainment and current events to the craziness that is our real life.
Let's laugh, let's live, let's talk about it. New episode every Tuesday on the Defy Life Podcast Network. And remember, if you're not defying life, then what are you doing? Lynn and Kim.
Welcome back to episode 132 of the Defy Life Podcast. This is J.R. Glenf. We left off, we were answering our listener question from Ramon in Charleston, South Carolina. Appreciate your question, Ramon. Y'all keep them coming in. As we always say, we enjoy these questions. And, if you want something answered, if you disagree with something we say, if you want to get something off your chest, hit us up via email at info@godefylife.com or on all social media platforms at GoDefyLife. Guys, we were... got all the real stuff out the way. Now we're going to talk some sports. As I ask you every single week, money. What do you know after week 9 in the NFL?
Man, Cam Newton's on IR, man. So I'm not in a very amazing football mood right now.
Right.
But what I know. Let's see. I know with half the season over, now the better teams are gonna start to really put some distance between them and the mediocre teams. I feel like the better teams are starting to hit their stride, and they're gonna start showing up and showing out, and it's gonna be a very interesting second half of the season. So everybody, I hope you got your chin straps buckled up, man, and for all these playoff pushes, late bye weeks, and the later in the season, the more intense everything's gonna get. So I know that level of intensity is about to be upon us. That's what I know.
No doubt. So you mentioned Cam going on IR, effectively ending his season, and there's like immediate speculation already that he's played his last down as a Panther. His contract is over at the end of 2020, and he's due $21 million, 21.9, I think, after that. During that 2020 season, the Panthers would save $19 million by releasing him after this season. What are your thoughts on that?
I don't think that happens. I don't buy into any of that speculation at all. Unless, so here's how I feel. This coaching staff can't afford a 6-win season. they won't be here. So, and that's going to be regardless of who the quarterback is. So I feel like, who are you going to go out and? So first of all, $20 million for a franchise quarterback is not that much money. Mm-hmm. So I feel like the franchise is in a situation where they either have to commit to Cam. Cam's 30 years old, so they got to commit to Cam long term, or they're going to have to reset the franchise and either draft a quarterback, who will be a franchise guy, or they'll have to pick up a free agent. And you guys know they're not going to get a top tier free agent for $20 million. And if they do bring in a top tier free agent, it's still going to be debatable if that guy's better than the quarterback that they have now. Mm-hmm. So I think you're rolling the dice with that type of decision. If you look to move Cam, you're either looking at the draft at one of these young kids that you're taking a flyer on, or you're trying to get a free agent who's going to be more expensive and may not be as good as the guy you have when healthy. So I don't buy into the notion of, because I think we can get Cam to re-sign for somewhere roughly around the 24, 25, 26 million a year kind of hometown discount love type of deal versus like a 30, 33, 34 type of deal that some of those other quarterbacks are wanting. So, but we'll see what happens. So, but I just don't think that's a wise decision. And if they do make that decision, they'll be signaling some things from an organizational standpoint.
True. Do you think Cam is still elite?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. What are you basing that on?
No question. I'm basing it on the last time I saw him play healthy.
Yeah, but we don't know what he's coming back looking like. So how can you say absolutely? You don't know if he's coming back the same Cam. Why would I not think that? Just because he's 30 and he's taking a lot of hits and he hasn't won in the last half a season?
Yeah, that's, none of that means a hill of beans to me.
Because it ain't your money.
No, it's not my money, but if it were my money, I'm willing to take that gamble.
No doubt.
I'm willing to take the gamble on a guy that's had the most organizational success in franchise history, like consistently. I am willing to take that chance.
Yeah, and like two things. One, they may not have to necessarily take a hometown discount because his value contract-wise may go down with the fact that he's coming off of an injury. So that may help the franchise in that sense. And then also, the Panthers are kind of in this weird that weird position where your team's good enough, even without Cam, where you're going to be good enough to win 8-10 games. And so you're going to be drafting in the 17 to 20 range, and you're not going to get a franchise quarterback probably at that point. So the likelihood of you banking on the draft is very low. So they may be, in Cam's favor, they may be forced to stick with him even if they are looking around. So it may just mutually lead to the same path of them sticking together.
I think that's the best decision from the franchise. If you want to say we can go out and get a Kurt Cousins type of deal. Yeah. Ask me would I take Cam Newton or Kirk Cousins? That's an easy decision to me.
Right.
So especially for the money that Kirk Cousins is making, so I just don't see it. I agree with you. Injured, coming off, I feel like we could get Cam for really good value, have the same caliber quarterback that I think he very well will be. And our offense is different. So, where his completion percentage is up, we're doing a lot of short, passes that are a lot shorter, and the ball's not having to travel as far as it has been in previous years where we had that kind of explosive down the field vertical attack. People love to point to Cam's completion percentage until I asked them, do you think Dwight Howard's a better shooter than Steph Curry? because he has a higher completion percentage. Like people like you can't like so quarterbacks like for instance I hear the comparison to Russell Wilson. He has a 66% career completion percentage. He's been running the West Coast offense his whole career, and that's just not big play like down the field chunk throws like you. So I love when you compare the completion percentage, but you also kind of have like context matters. I say this all the like context matters. So if you're not gonna call Dwight Howard a better shooter than Steph Curry because his field goal percentage is higher. He's shooting from 2 feet out. So it's just a different style of offense. So naturally. Now, Cam plays in this West Coast offense last year, and its completion percentage is somewhere around 67%. It's the same quarterback. He didn't all of a sudden get more accurate. Like, he didn't all of a sudden figure out how to – it's just a different style of offense. So I don't buy into all of these, all of the notion that, Cam's done or he can't – I don't buy into all of that. Like, before the injury, he was in really good shape. Back in the MVP discussions, I think he's the same quarterback, and I think he'll be here. But we'll see what happens. We got Shaq Thompson coming up on a contract extension. We got Bradbury coming up on a contract extension. So we'll see what happens this offseason. If they throw big money at both of them, then it might be. Well, Cam still got a season. I don't like to speculate because Cam has a season left on his contract. So we'll see what happens.
Okay. All right. West Coast. What do you know after week 9 in the NFL?
I know that I'm still not drinking the Kool-Aid till the Niners beat the Seahawks. Still not drinking the Kool-Aid. I also know that Russell Wilson is probably the best quarterback in the league right now.
Well, we're going to get to that. All right. Cool. Shout out to Russ with his bad Jay-Z impression. Pooh, what do you know after week 9 in the NFL?
I know that Mitchell Trubisky
I knew those were going to be the first 2 words came out your mouth.
Mitchell Trubisky is an absolute motherfucking bump.
Damn.
Yo, Pooh means some shit when he cursed on the show. So tell us more about this feeling, Pooh.
Mitchell Trubisky is the dude had 1 passing yard at halftime last week. Excuse me, yo, I had to call for a moment, but like every time, I just cringe, man, when I see that kid out there, and it's just he's an abomination, man.
Damn,
we're stuck. It's like we're stuck with him because I know they're not gonna give up on him next year. Like those guys can kiss their jobs goodbye.
How many yards he had at halftime?
I think the kid had like 1 yard. Yo. I had like 5 people texting me and was like, "Yo, Mitchell has 1 yard at halftime." Because I always
did he fist bump after that 1 yard?
Hey man, and like he's the only person I know that it's a single digit for actually the actual completion. Wow. And attempts is like around 30-ish. And he's like 9 for 31. And it's like, bro, it's like Dominique Wilkins when he was on the Neek streak when he couldn't buy a bucket. Mm-hmm. Mitchell's horrible, man. We moved up. We gave away a first-round draft pick to the Niners. Horrible. And we moved up to take Mitchell. We left. And like no one really knew Pat was going to be Pat. But, I mean, I'm going to forever say this, man. We left Deshaun hanging out there. And
Lamar.
Mitchell Trubisky, man. That's all I can say. That's what I know, man. He's an absolute bomb. And we suck due to that.
So, follow-up question for you. And I want to ask that, first of all, Al, if it's one position that the Cowboys suck at drafting, what would it be for you?
Suck at drafting. We suck at drafting. Ooh, wide receivers.
Money, the Panthers. If it's one
Wide
position,
receivers.
wide receiver, right? West Coast, the Niners. What's the one position y'all suck at drafting?
Cornerbacks.
Corners, okay. Same with the Steelers. I know whenever we draft a corner, I'm just like, I gotta wait and see because I know we suck at drafting corners. So Pooh, I asked that because we've seen the history of the Bears just like having like can't miss prospects in front of them, and whoever you see as those can't miss prospects or whoever you see is not, we've seen them miss year after year, decade after decade. Like, what do you think it is? Is it an organizational thing where they just can't scout talent at quarterback, or is it more bad luck? What do you think?
And I like it. I just think it's organizational, man. Because, dude, I can recall we had the 4th round pick, and I don't know, man, because I ain't got, God bless the dead man, said Benson. He was a talented guy. He was a workhorse coming out of Texas, but it just didn't pan out for us. But like the other year when we took White, he was a super duper prospect. We wanted Amari Cooper. They jumped up, took Amari Cooper. Aaron Donald. We waited. We was going to draft him, man. And somebody they jumped ahead of us and took Aaron Donald. So it's like, bro, the only time I can ever remember us doing something is when we was like, you know what, we're gonna take the best tight end in the draft. Boom, we took Greg Olsen. We never really take the best player in the draft. And then we was drafting and we took Matt Forte. Okay, we struck gold with Matt Forte. Then we waited in the 2nd round. We took Devin Hester one year, and we struck gold with that. But it's like but in the 1st round, bro, we never ever take the best player available. We never ever take the best player.
So it's not just quarterbacks. Y'all just suck at first rounders,
bro.
Jesus.
Yeah, we took Kyle Long. I mean, he was solid for a little while, but he was a total project. No, he was a total project. And Mitchell made the didn't he make the Pro Bowl last year? But that was kind of like
the 4th alternate.
That was
Nobody
like
else
skewed.
showed up.
Right, it was totally skewed, and I mean, Nagy scheme guys open, but he can't even like. We suck, man. I'll sum it up with that. We suck.
Yeah, I'll leave you with that. Al, one thing you know after week 9.
Damn, just one, huh? Well, one thing. let me just slide a quick one in just to rebut something. That one thing I know is Cam Newton is not an accurate quarterback, and it's bigger than percentages. But when I look at the league and just compare him to other quarterbacks, he's not accurate. He's a lot of things, but like I just want to throw that back out there because it don't take percentage. When you watch his games, he overthrow people. He don't put in the right spot. And, that's just not his strength. So I want to the analogy of Dwight Howard and Curry, you could look at them and see who's a better accurate shooter. Same thing with the quarterbacks. He ain't top 15 when it comes to accuracy. He's a great quarterback, and I love him, but he's not accurate. But the other thing I know is that I was right with the Giants not going to win 6 games. Because, like, I wish Yosh was on here because I would really like to rub his nose in this shit right here. They not going to win 6 games.
The Giants suck. What do you mean?
I agree they suck. And that's what I said at the beginning of the season, that they was not going to win 6 games.
So who disagree with you?
Yosh.
I mean, that's a squad, though.
I'm saying, so now that they suck and I can remind him that they suck, I would love to do it right now is all I'm saying. That's it. I would love to do it. But I'm sure he's listening, so he hear me.
Oh, he listening?
They suck. That's all I got.
All right. Wow. All right. I wonder if Rose would agree with that.
I ain't gonna rebut that whack ass shit he said about Cam, but I'll let it.
Say I'm wrong though.
You already know you're wrong. I don't even know why you said that.
I mean, shit, it's your last episode. Go out with a bang. Disagree with that nigga.
I don't even know why you let that shit come flying out your mouth. When you watch him, he's not accurate.
Yo, real talk. There's a whole lot of other quarterbacks that I would put above him in terms of accuracy. That's all I'm saying. And it ain't even just that, but he consistently, and maybe it's his shoulder. Maybe it's injuries and all of that. Maybe, but I don't remember him being that accurate early in his career either.
What are you calling accurate? Like,
as a quarterback, positioning the ball is important.
Okay.
And for one, he's not great at throwing the ball consistently in terms of receiver in relation to the defensive player where it needs to be. Now, he might hit the receiver the way the receiver can catch it, but that's not the same thing as being an accurate quarterback. And the same thing on deep throws. Some quarterbacks are better than others in terms of accuracy, but just because you're going for high chunk plays, that don't mean you get to overthrow people.
So quarterbacks don't overthrow people?
I'm not saying that. Every quarterback does. They human.
Okay.
But he does it more than others.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
Very, very much more often than others.
I mean, very much. You're only throwing the ball 30, 40 times. If you don't put the ball where it needs to be 5 times a game compared to a quarterback who only does it once or twice, that makes a difference in terms of getting third down plays and touchdowns. Okay. And that's how, to me, when it comes to accuracy, I'm just talking of the skill accuracy. That's why it's so important for quarterbacks. Because it makes a difference in terms of allowing your receivers to get yards after catch, not catching the ball. The Panthers don't have the greatest of wide receivers. They got some good ones.
No, we have some okay ones, and we've never had.
They just got Dante Moncrief. I don't know what you're talking about.
I mean, okay. I just didn't want to. I didn't want to come too hard on your team, but okay, I agree with you. They ain't all of that.
Good ones since '89. Yeah,
I think an accurate quarterback sometimes can help the non-elite wide receivers.
And he's been doing that his whole career. So what?
I don't know about that, but go ahead. I'm not.
What do you mean you don't know about that?
In other ways, I think he has in terms of the other strengths that he brings to the game. I don't think the way he throws the ball, he's helping his wide receivers on a consistent basis. I wouldn't agree with you on that.
Yeah, like Ben Roethlisberger practically made Antonio Brown. He left the Steelers. He has 0 catches this year.
It's not true. Tom Brady threw him the ball like 3 times.
I'm talking about on teams that don't cheat.
Nah, I can't agree with you. I can't agree with you. Now, am I gonna call him the most accurate quarterback? No, I'm not. I know that he at times overthrows receivers, and his mechanics haven't always been the best. But I always see quarterbacks overthrow receivers.
Yeah, but you can't call him the most accurate when you got a league that has Breeze, Mahomes,
but
Rivers,
I don't
Ryan.
need Cam to be Breeze.
No, I'm not saying that.
I don't even compare the two.
He's great in so many other things. Well, I was just talking about accuracy in relation to your point earlier about his percentage and completions. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. We shouldn't just focus on stats, but let's not front like he's an accurate quarterback. The fact that his percentage is lower than others also is due to the fact that he's not accurate.
He's not accurate at times, but
he's throwing the ball 30 yards down the field.
It's no different. It's no different from what I consider watching other quarterbacks be inaccurate. Guys miss throws. It happens all the time, and I don't think it happens to him too much more than it happens to any other quarterback.
But the difference
Now, I don't say he's a top 4. I'm not gonna say he's Matt Stafford and Drew Brees and Phillip Rivers.
right, top 4. Could you say he's top 10?
I would say he's top 10.
Wow. Okay.
Just in accuracy alone?
Yeah, just in accuracy alone.
That's a big statement.
Accuracy. So we talking Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, Drew Brees, Tom Brady, Pat Mahomes, Phillip Rivers,
Carr.
No,
I think he's more. I think he's more accurate than Carr.
Derek Watson.
Deshaun Watson.
Damn, I said Deshaun Watson.
Mitchell Trubisky.
Roethlisberger.
Yeah.
Big Ben.
Nick Foles.
Garoppolo.
Wentz.
I won't give you Carson Wentz this year.
Not saying just this. We're going this year. Did you see how Cam looked before he got hurt?
Cousins.
But I'm not saying I think what's called is still pretty accurate. They just the team just been. I mean, their offense not getting anything done.
Those last 4 guys that you named, that would be a good debate.
You right, but that we were like up at 12.
We got to like 13.
Dak.
Dak.
Yeah, Dak pretty accurate this year. Yeah.
Yeah, Rain Dakota is throwing the ball well.
I would see. I mean, you know, and I rock with Cam, but I mean, I think that he make erratic throws like Jameis Winston though. Like I would.
Yeah, I agree with you.
You know, I would compare his throwing prowess to Jameis Winston. I mean, sometimes he's pinpoint, sometimes you're like, damn, where's he going with that? But that's what I would equate him to.
Yeah.
I wouldn't put him there, but I can dig it. Jameis went. Wow.
I mean,
Just in terms of accuracy. Just accuracy.
Wow.
Yeah, just accuracy. We talking about accuracy now.
Yeah. Like if we take out all the other things that Cam was great at, like I think accuracy is probably one of the things that he struggles the most with. Consistent accuracy.
I would give you that. Yeah, I would give you that.
That's all I'm saying.
Jameis Winston, man. That's what.
But I wouldn't put him down there with Jameis Winston.
What do you mean?
I mean, I just wouldn't.
I mean, Jameis ain't no bum. He just
he's not a bum.
Yeah,
Just sometimes.
Hey, he's just erratic. That's my point.
But Jameis be erratic for whole games at a time.
He'd be erratic for stretches of games at a time.
No, it might be a quarter, but I mean,
Nah, he threw 5 picks at the Niners, bro. That was a whole game.
Erratic for games like 3 games in a row. He might be that erratic.
Yeah, it was like 3-5-2. It wasn't good.
If I had to think of a quarterback with accuracy issues or lapses at times, it's Jameis Winston. And if I had to think about Cam equating him to someone, it would be Jameis Winston. That's just me though.
I know. I feel you. It ain't just you. I'm with you on that.
Yeah, I can't agree with that at all.
That's what. Are we just talking about Jameis this year, or are we talking about like?
I thought we was talking about the entire body of work.
That's what I'm talking about too. I
can't put him.
I'm talking about both.
Yeah, I can't talk. I can't even mention his name in the same breath as Jameis Winston.
You stutter. I can't do it. I can't do it.
I can't do it. Yeah, I can't do it.
Yeah, because I don't think Cam is like that erratic in long stretches like that. I would put like his accuracy more in terms of like an Andy Dalton, like.
And I consider Andy Dalton to be pretty fucking accurate. But you can go through the tape and see like the game against the Lions at the end of the game where the guy was open, he overthrew. Like you can point to throws like that, maybe 1 or 2 a game. But I think every quarterback has those.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the Madden ratings.
Madden ratings.
I know. I'm just picking at it. Hey, we online, we on the show, and. Yeah, he's an 86. So, I'm just saying.
The Madden rating.
What's Jameis's?
85.
Well,
hey,
that settles it.
That settles it.
Right, that settles it, right?
We can move on now.
Oh, man. Well, Speaking of quarterbacks,
who knew they had the Madden ratings online? This is amazing.
Right. Well, speaking of quarterbacks, I usually will go, after week 9, we'll go, who are your front runners for, like, MVP, shit like that. But I didn't want to do that this year. I want to kind of I feel like there's been like some turnover in passing of the torch at certain positions in the league. So I want to get you guys' opinions on the best right now at all positions. So, West Coast, you mentioned Russell Wilson. I'm guessing he's your best quarterback.
Reluctantly, yeah. And it's only reluctant because I hate the Seahawks most of all.
All right. Okay.
But reluctantly, he is the best in the league. Presently, Lamar Jackson looks like he could potentially be Russell Wilson Jr. So that's that. So for up-and-comers, Lamar looks like he's going to be interesting. Deshaun Watson looks amazing. Mm-hmm. Aaron Rodgers won't do it consistently to still be that guy. So, yeah, I feel like it's Russell.
All right. And Al, you second that? It's Russell?
Yeah, I second it.
Okay.
I'll go with Russell. I mean, there are some great quarterbacks in the league right now, and a whole lot of them is black, which I'm loving. But I'm kind of biased because I've liked Russell since he came into the league. So it's nice to see, as far as I'm concerned, he's at the top of the heap.
All right. Pooh, what say you? Who's the best quarterback in the league right now?
Well, Jay, I'm gonna say Russell, but looking right over his shoulder, I'm gonna say Deshaun Watson and Matthew Stafford.
I was about to say Matt Stafford is playing incredible football right now.
Yeah, ball.
All right, Money. Who you rolling with?
I'm gonna rock with Russell, man. Exact same answer as Pooh. Russell. I really love what Deshaun's doing, but Matt Stafford, man, boy, every time I think this kid can't get any better, he's quietly so good. Like I just think the typical football fan, when you think about the best quarterbacks in the league, no one ever says Matt Stafford, and he is so good. It's not even funny.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of that has to do with the fact that he plays for the Lions, and their defense is so bad, he's always got to keep them in games. Like, it's ridiculous. Yeah. All right.
But
right back.
Let me just amplify also what Pooh said. Yo, Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
He's
balling.
Right. Yeah.
Like, and he got a great wide receiver to have fun with. But like watching his game sometimes, like just him avoiding the pass rush to make an amazing throw. It's just fun to watch.
Right.
Kid could have been a bear, man. Could have been a bear.
You could have been contenders.
Hey, that's the draft. Money, I think you were on there. West Coast, I know you weren't. But after that draft, I think, Pooh, didn't you become a Texans fan for like 8 weeks?
I mean, those are my emotions, man.
Kid burned his jersey and everything.
I just couldn't believe we were so stupid, man. And to me, I think we're still on that, bro. I don't even know, and I just don't know if our organization has come far enough to have a black quarterback, man. And I know that may sound wild, but I don't even know if that. I don't know, man.
Actually,
I don't know.
It doesn't sound. It's not that crazy. I don't have though.
Right. There's no reason for us not to take Deshaun Watson for everything that he had accomplished in the ranks, man. And Nick Saban says the kid, he's Michael Jordan and Cleek, man. The last quarterback I seen this good was Cam Newton. I thought Cam Newton was the best football player I had ever seen until Deshaun Watson. And we don't do any like. You know what? I'm done with that. I'm a bad Jay.
Well, Money, right back to you, man. Running back. Who's the best running back in the league right now?
Easy peasy, man. C. Matt, 22.
Okay. All right. Al, who's the best running back in the league right now?
I agree with Money. Watching him play in the way I definitely was one of those who was suspicious if he could translate into the pros, and he has more than convinced me.
Gotcha. All right. West Coast, who's the best running back in the league right now?
You know, I had him as the pick for the MVP.
All right.
So we're going to make that 3 for 3.
All right. Pooh, what say you?
I'm gonna go with Mac. However, I think if Dalvin was getting the touches, he would be able to duel Christian McCaffrey.
No, I also do want to give a shout out to Nick Chubb though.
Yeah,
True that.
Nick Chubb is the highlight of the Browns offense for real.
You can just take highlight out and just put Nick Chubb is the Browns offense at this point.
Right. I can't wait to watch them mess up and start just playing Kareem Hunt. Taking away Nick Chubb's touches for no good reason, just ruining people's fantasy seasons.
Does Hunt come back? He's coming back now, right?
He should be back this week.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Wow.
So, yeah, I feel like the Browns are doing all they can to ruin people's fantasy seasons.
All right. And quick shout out. This is why certain injuries, like in the NFL, that you just like, well, in sports in general, that you just hate to see. Like, to see what's happened to Todd Gurley, man, I hate to see that. Like, he's just not the same player. Because 2 years ago, it was like no doubt in anybody's mind that he was going to be the best running back for the next 5 years. So sad to see. Al, who's the best wide receiver in the league right now?
I'm going with DeAndre Newton.
All right. Got Hopkins. West Coast, who's the best wideout?
I had to ask for the answer to this one earlier. So I'm not going to steal Pooh's answer because it was the right answer overall. But my favorite of the best wideouts right now is Cooper Kupp.
Okay. Flying under the radar.
Way under the radar.
All right.
Is he, though? That's the number 3 fantasy receiver. Is he, though?
And he on my team, so I know what he's doing.
Right?
Yeah, so, yeah, I'm saying
I
for
told
like
y'all before
fan.
the season started. Like, dude, that's the dude. He's the dude.
Cooper Kupp is nice. Pooh, who was your answer that West Coast almost stole?
Well, production-wise, right now, killing it. Michael Thomas, man, he's a beast, an absolute beast. But my favorite is Nuke. But right now, Michael Thomas, he's
you took mine. I concur.
Michael Thomas, all right.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Al, tight end. Who's the best tight end in the league?
I like Kelsey.
Okay. Damn good one. Money, tight end.
Yo, I'm in love with that kid in Oakland, man. That kid is such a joy to watch, man. Yeah. Darren Waller, man.
Right.
I think he's playing. He's their second best threat on offense, man, and everyone knows it. Can't do anything with him. I love him, man. I'm gonna go with Darren Waller.
Right. Yeah. Darren Waller was one of those dudes coming out of Georgia Tech. You know, he's supposed to be the next Calvin Johnson. He was a receiver at Georgia Tech, but I had no idea that he was a drug addict. And if you saw him on Hard Knocks, he was talking about his story when he came out and was drafted by the Ravens and would show up to practice high on pills and just strung out all the time. And that's how he got his life together. And good to see him where he is.
Word.
Amen.
Pooh, who's the best tight end in the league?
Man, hey, namesake, I definitely would say Kelsey, but production right now, I'm gonna definitely go with Waller, and I just want to add this tidbit to it. I think John Gruden was out there visiting, man, and he was sort of on the practice squad, the Ravens. I think he was on some practice squad.
On the Ravens,
he was like, man, that's what I want. That's what I want, man. I want people that look like that. I want people, the guys that look like this guy, and it was Waller. And he said he just want players to look like that. And he gave the kid, signed the kid, gave the kid a chance, man. And he's absolutely wrecking the league, and I love his story, man. And I see they gave him a new contract, about $25 million. Man, I wish that kid nothing but success. That kid has defied life. That's what Washington.
Absolutely. Yeah. And shout out to the Raiders for getting that discount, because they would have signed him early before they would have to pay him $40 million.
Right. Because he's on pace for like a 90 reception season, 1,100 yards, and like 15 touchdowns. So you're right. You're exactly right.
Yeah. West Coast, who's the best tight end in the league?
From the West Coast, Darren Waller is the right answer. I would like to give an honorable mention to the injury-riddled Hunter Henry, though.
Okay.
Who has he's been showing up since he's been back from whatever broke this time.
Right.
Like, if he could stay healthy, he would be the best tight end in the league, in my opinion.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to step in right here and tell y'all all you're wrong. I'm going with George Kittle.
He's nice.
Good one.
Kittle can do it all. I'm old school, so I like my tight ends to be able to block as well. Kittle's the best blocking tight end in the league, and he puts up numbers with the best of them. So
he's so much quicker than he looks.
Right. Yeah.
Like, he turns the corner so fast.
Right. So yeah. All right. Now we're gonna go over the defense. Who's the best edge rusher in the league right now, Pooh?
Man, I mean, you know how I am. I like to, you know how I like Mac, but that kid, the young kid, man, he's playing so well right now. What's the kid out of Jacksonville? Jay, the young kid,
Jonathan Allen.
Allen, man, Allen. He's
Josh
playing.
Allen,
I think it was Josh Allen. We got like 7 sacks in the last 6 games or something like that.
Yeah.
So I really like Josh. Of course, like I say, hometown Khalil, but I really like what Josh Allen is looking like right now.
Okay. All right, Al, who's the best edge rusher in the league?
I like Myles Garrett. It's the team, the franchise they got plenty of issues. He ain't one of them though.
Right.
I like him.
Yeah, Myles Garrett's a beast. West Coast, who's the best edge rusher in the league?
First, I want to give a shout out to Nick Bosa coming into his own with the looking like he's supposed to look. But right now, I like Cam Jordan.
Yeah, he's a monster.
Cam Jordan just in people's backfield, just minding other people's business. Right. Like, whether or not he's making the play, he is just in the backfield, forcing the play to go do something it wasn't supposed to be doing. He's disruptive.
Right. Yeah. Money. Who's the best edge rusher?
The Carolina Panthers defensive line.
They letting Cam now?
Just the whole thing. Just they the Wu-Tang Clan.
Yeah, all of them, man, they wreaking pure havoc on quarterbacks, man. Nick Bosa too. Shout out. I can't just name one of those guys because they kind of do it all together. But
that's, you have to name one guy.
Oh, Nick. Give me Bosa then.
Okay.
Boy, yeah, what he did to us was stupid.
Yeah, Bosa's crazy. And again, I'm gonna tell you you're all wrong because it's obviously T.J. Watt. But I digress.
True that. T.J. Watt's had a great last few weeks.
Yeah. Linebacker, Money. Right back to you. Who's the best off-ball linebacker in the league?
What's the kid from Atlanta? What's his name?
Deontay Jones.
Jones. Yeah,
Jones?
man.
Jones?
Jones, man.
Oh man.
Okay.
I can't say Luke.
Yeah, you could have, but
say Luke over Jones. Might be averaging 4 tackles a game, but
no way, kid.
True.
No way.
Deion Jones, the only good thing on that defense right now.
Yeah, that kid playing ball.
That kid, like, in IDP rankings, that kid, like, ranked 32nd.
Yeah,
this is true.
Yeah, but Like,
He's had a couple of real good weeks.
No, he's an absolute monster. I mean, he's that.
He come off a 2-game injury though.
Man, no, what? That's your selection. I apologize.
Well, since you got so much to say, who's your best linebacker in the league, Tom Stevens?
I mean, of course, you got those other guys that we're accustomed to, the Dukes, the Wags, the Schoberts, which he's playing absolutely amazing out there in Cleveland. But I'm gonna go with a young guy, man. And it's not my young guy. I'm gonna go with the kid. I'm gonna go with the kid out of Pittsburgh, man. What's that kid? Bush. What's that kid's name? Y'all drafted? Oh my God.
Yeah,
he's playing. This kid is sideline to sideline. It looks like he's running a 4-2 out there. And I'm like, they can't block this kid. This kid on every tackle. He's in the backfield. I love Devin Bush. He's a monster. He's a monster.
Yeah. Devin Bush stay in other people's business too.
Yeah, he do. Yeah. Al, who's the best off-ball linebacker in the league?
For me, I'll take Bobby Wagner.
Solid.
I just like the way he bring it every play, and just don't make too many mistakes. And he's still got the wheels to get there. And when he gets there, you're going down.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a beast. Yeah, he's a beast.
Yeah. Sure hand tackling.
Yeah. West Coast, who's the best linebacker in the league? Outside of Fred Wagner. I mean, Fred Warner, I mean.
It was Quan Alexander for real. Right. Now, it was it's Shaq Barrett. Shaq Barrett is losing his mind.
Shaq Barrett's an edge rusher though.
Is he though?
Yeah.
All right. Well, then it's Luke Kuechly. Luke is still being Luke of old, and he hasn't been concussed this year yet. So,
right. I think he's leading the league. I think he's leading the league in tackles.
Yeah. Like he's doing all kinds of stuff. Although I do want to give that Devin Bush shout out as well. Devin Bush is fun to watch.
Oh my God. And we used to the older names. I just wanted to throw in. He's doing it.
Yeah, I just didn't want to say. I mean,
true. I got you.
Nah, Luke looks every bit of the Luke Kuechly that was a superstar before he was cussed 19 times.
Yeah, Luke is Luke.
All right. And you mentioned Luke. Shout out, and I ain't saying he's the best, but shout out to Thomas Davis, man. Still balling out in San Diego.
Shout out to Thomas Davis.
I'm sorry, at Los Angeles. I'm saying
Los
Angeles.
But
London.
I know
what you know who we talking to.
All right.
I also want to give a shout out to Jamie Collins.
Oh God, yeah.
Oh.
Jamie Collins. Until we saw what Lamar did to him this weekend, I was like,
that was that. That's why he didn't get to be on the list.
Right. Best cornerback, Al.
Who did I go with? I like Gilmore. In terms of his production and what he's meant to a solid. It was a rough game. Not for the defense this past week, but I just think in terms of technique, him and the system are really gelling right now.
Yeah, Gilmore is one of the few true lockdowns we got in this league. Pooh, who's the best corner in the league right now?
Oh man, in the league, man. Just for the sake of not saying the same old guys again, I'm gonna go with the old man. I'm gonna go with Richard Sherman. I think he's back. Man.
Yeah, Rich still balling, man.
I mean, just the sake of the Ramsey and I do want to give Bradbury. I want definitely give him a shout, but
James Bradbury.
Yeah,
he playing ball.
All right. Money, the best corner.
It's crazy that who said James Bradbury, because I really want to say him, but man, I'm gonna go in a different direction, man. God, I like both our corners, man. So special shout out to both our corners, Bradbury and Action Jackson. I mean, I think that kid might have jumped 9 feet in the air to pick off. I mean, y'all saw that pick in Arizona, boy. Hey, he might still be. I was like, man, and
that was an amazing play.
I was like, man, that kid is. He got another one this past week. Like the boy can ball, and shout out. But I also like Ramsey and Gilmore as well.
All right. West Coast, who's the best corner in the league?
Well, the numbers say it's Stephon Gilmore overall. 0 touchdowns allowed. Number 1 in passer rating allowed. Like, he's better than that. You don't. My favorite thing about a good cornerback is you don't hear their name. Mm-hmm. If they're actually doing their job, you don't hear their name. Like, that's where when Richard Sherman's doing very well this year. But when he was Legion of Boom Richard Sherman, you couldn't throw to that side of the field for any reason. Mm-hmm. And I think Stephon Gilmore is at that point right now.
Yeah, Gilmore. Shout out Gamecock. Stephon Gilmore. And lastly, West Coast, right back to you. Who's the best safety in the league right now?
With all respect to Earl Thomas, it's probably Earl Thomas. Devin McCourty was about to be the other name I was going to say, but the Patriots got gutted by Baltimore. Lamar made them look so silly as a group.
Silly.
Like, as a group, he made the whole group, except Stephon Gilmore, look good. Like, they looked awful. They couldn't do anything with him. So it would have been Devin McCourty until this week. So it's Earl Thomas.
All right. Money. Who's the best safety in the league right now?
I really love Jamal Adams. Period.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I love Jamal Adams. I want him in Charlotte. It's like real bad. Boy, that boy's so good.
No doubt. Al, who's the best safety in the league?
Yeah, that was my answer. I mean, I think the best is probably Earl, just when you take everything into consideration. But my favorite is Jamal Adams. I love the way he plays.
Yeah.
Playmaker.
Nice.
Playmaker.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, is he in a contract year? I want him to be a Niner.
No, he's not.
Nah, he's not.
Damn it.
Yeah, this is his 3rd year, so he's still got the 4th year and the 5th year option, so he'll get that. So yeah, Pooh, who's the best safety in the league?
I'm gonna go with Landon Collins.
Wow.
I like him too.
I thought you was gonna say Mitchell Trubisky. After he throw picks, you got to get deep.
True.
But nah. And again, I'm gonna tell you, you're all wrong. It's obviously Minkah Fitzpatrick. But
I thought about Micah real bad.
Yeah.
I also thought about Micah Hyde.
And Micah Hyde, very underrated.
Yeah, Micah Hyde. I like Micah.
Micah up there, he in Buffalo quietly balling.
Yeah, Micah doing his thing.
Everybody on Buffalo defense in Buffalo quietly balling.
Quietly balling. Quietly. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Shout out to regular Scott. You was almost right.
All right. I want Tremaine Edmonds on my defense so bad.
Yeah. They win games 16-12 and shit. You was like, damn, they keep winning like that. You keep saying they not going. Oh man, they ain't got shit. They only give up 13 points and then they score 14. So
You're right. Like, that's all it takes. But yeah, I mean that's really why I wanted to ask this question, because as I said, there's been a lot of turnover in the last year or two. We look at quarterback, the fact that nobody mentioned Aaron Rodgers. Of course, nobody mentioned Tom Brady. Well, I'm saying, like, as a viable, you actually mentioned him and told us why he's not. Mm-hmm. So, like, for those reasons, because, for the last decade or so, it was either, Brady, Breeze, or Rodgers. And so it's good to see this transition, this turnover in the league. You go to running back. Nobody mentioned Le'Veon Bell. We mentioned Todd Gurley, but for the reasons that he's not. Of course, a decade ago it was Adrian Peterson and everybody else. So it's good to see some new blood in there. Wide out, nobody mentioned Julio. We all know what's going on with Antonio Brown. So, those are names we're used to mentioning. Tight end, there's no more Gronk. You look at edge rusher. Nobody mentioned Von Miller. Pooh wanted to go with Khalil Mack, but then he's decided to be realistic, and and give the nod to someone else. Again, cornerback. It's Jalen Ramsey. Somebody did mention Richard Sherman, which is a breath of, which is good to hear that he's back. But it's good to see that that the young talent is stepping up, and we're not stuck in these same like mindless answers that we're so used to giving for the best players in the league. So that's good stuff. So I did want to do one thing so we can wrap this up, and we ain't got to talk about this shit no more. Money, West Coast, you guys do on your last episode get to talk about baseball one last time.
We can talk about what?
You get to talk about baseball one last time.
Oh, I'm good.
Before you guys leave. So, with that being said, let's get ready for Al's baseball roundup. What you got for us, Al?
Peanuts.
I love it. I love it.
Cold Bud Light.
So, as we
Get your popcorn.
I love the sound effects. So, as we into the month of November, it's the end of the World Series. So we got to shout out the Washington Nationals, who won the World Series in historic fashion. The first time in sports, the road team won every game. And so that is something to take note of as they claim the crown, and they had an amazing year. They fought from not having Bryce Harper. We talked about that a lot. They had a bad start to the season. They were the wild card team, man. They had a Game 5 with the Dodgers. They was down 3-2 going on the road into Houston. So they definitely earned it. I mean, well-deserved world championship for the Washington Nationals. So that's something to take note of as we start Al's baseball roundup.
Shout out to the Montreal Expos.
Word. Andre Dawson somewhere is happy as mud. But I also wanted to give a shout out to Anthony Rendon, Victor Robles, Michael Taylor, Joe Ross, Javi Guevara, and Wanda Suevo. Those are the motherfuckers who didn't go to the White House to kick it with Trump, as he invited them as World Series champs. So shout out to them, because I wouldn't have.
Shout out.
Right. I think they just deserve some of that. So, other than that, man, it was just a good season. I'm not gonna go, too much into the roundup. We coming up on 2 hours, but it was a great season. Now it's free agency, so it's a whole new ball game. People really focused on trying to make those major moves. You got a few major free agents to pay attention to. You got Rendon, Didi. With the Yankees, the shortstop, Garrett Cole and Strasburg are the two main pitchers. So it's going to be interesting, because the last couple of years, it's been kind of slow with the signings. I mean, what's his name? Bryce Harper didn't get paid to damn near the start of the season. Right. So it's going to be interesting to see how the teams play it this year. I'm really expecting to see them slow it down again. So it's going to be interesting, because a lot of the major players are with the same agent, Scott Boras. So he's controlling the ball game, and he tends to like his players to get maximum value, when I ain't mad at him. So it's going to be an interesting offseason. See how this plays out.
All right. Well, that's it for this year's, the last we'll hear of Al's baseball roundup until 2020. So, Al, thank you for checking in every few weeks here and keeping us all up to date on all the baseball news out there.
I appreciated it.
My pleasure, bro. My pleasure. Looking forward to it. Off season is here.
All right. Well, Money, you got the trivia for us?
Yo, I do.
All right.
All right, man. We taking the old school. We are going One single category. We are going in list fashion.
Okay.
So I have a list. And on this list are the top NFL rushers in their seasons of all time. I need for you guys to name the gentleman on this list. You will get double points if you can tell me the year in which they had the highest rushing total in the NFL. And triple points if you can tell me the yards that they had.
So you going to score? I mean, NFL. We're naming guys who led the league in rushing.
That's correct.
Okay.
But
So
they have to be in the top 30 rushers.
I'm about to be like, here's 100 of them, you know.
All right. So, right. So even if they're in the same year, like they could be in the same year. It's the top 30 rushing seasons of all time.
That's correct.
Okay. Cool.
So they can be in the same year. If you tell me so everything's 10 points. If you tell me the rusher, you get 10 points. If you tell me the year, you get 10 points. If you tell me the yards, you get 10 points.
Got you.
And you don't have to name them. Like, it doesn't have to be 1, 2, 3, 4 in order. I just need for them to be on the list.
Cool.
For you to get credit. I won last week, so
I was second.
you were second. So let's start with Jay. Then let's go West Coast. Then let's go Al. And let's go Pooh.
Well, I know this one. I know everything about this one because it's one all time. It's Eric Dickerson in 1984, 2105
That's correct. Jay gets 30 points.
for the Los Angeles Rams. Now, do I get 40 points? No, I'm just kidding.
All right. Al, it's on you.
Just
No,
fuck
my
what I
bad.
was
West
over
Coast.
here
West Coast is on you. My bad.
Just fuck what I was over here talking about. It's cool.
He's also Eric Dickerson is number 1 on the list. Also,
All right. Well, I lived there and I watched people jump in a damn swimming pool when it happened. I'm going with Terrell Davis in 1998 for the Denver Broncos with 2,008 total yards.
Go.
Terrell Davis is number 5 on that list. Thank you, West Coast. That's 30 points for you. Alice, on you.
I'm going with O.J. Simpson. He broke 2,000 first. So the year was 73. What else do I get?
If you tell me the yards.
2002. 2001. No, 2002.
Well, it was 2003. I can give you 20 points for that one.
Okay.
He's number 7 on the list.
Did run his last carry of the season.
Who was on you? Did we lose Pooh?
Okay, forfeited, man.
No. I was on mute. I'm bad. Let me go Barry Sanders. Let me go Barry. Let me go 2000. He rushed for 2,000.
Let me get that countdown.
10, 9,
I gotta get the right yardage amount.
7. If you want the credit
You want extra?
or extra credit, 10, 9.
2,015 yards.
That's incorrect.
That's incorrect.
Which year?
He rushed for that in 96.
That's incorrect.
Oh.
Anybody know what year that was?
It was 97.
97.
They beat the Cowboys in the playoffs.
It was 97.
97? Are you shitting me?
Jay, back on you.
All right. Let me go CJ2K. That was 2009. I know you just went over the 2004 yards.
It's 2006 yards. Very close. And it wasn't 2009, so you get 20 points for that. He was number 6 on the list.
Okay.
West Coast.
I feel like we brought him up first. He was in the name Adrian Peterson in 2012. He had 20. I think it was like 2095.
Nope, brother. It was you close as fuck though. It's 2097.
Wow.
Got to be more careful. I earned him to cover Madden.
He's number 2 on the list. All right, Alice, on you.
I'm gonna snatch this dude up before other people do. I'm going with Catch 22, Emmitt Smith.
Emmitt Smith, that is correct.
Hey, can we give two, like the one person twice if they were on the list? Like
if you were on the list twice, you can give them twice.
Oh wow, okay.
That's another reason why I'm asking the year.
But so that's what we have to give the year then, right? Okay,
that's correct.
I'm going with a year that we won a Super Bowl, so let's go 92.
That's correct. Do you know what yardage?
Nah.
That yardage, that year he was 29 on the list. 92 was 1,713 yards.
Okay.
All right, Pooh, it's on you.
I think it was 09, AP 09.
AP 09. I can give you AP. I can't give you 09. Can you tell me the yardage?
The yardage. Oh, shit. Yardage.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
1906?
No,
1906.
1760. He's number 20. Number 24 on the list. All right, you still get 20 points. So after the first 2 rounds, Pooh has 30, Jay has 50, West Coast has 50, Al has 40. All right, Jay, it's back on you.
So it's 6 dudes that ran for 2,000 yards. I think the only one we ain't named is Jamal Lewis.
Jamal Lewis is on the list.
Okay.
You know what year this was?
I know it was 03 because that was the last year LeVon Kirkland was with the Steelers, and he trashed us every time we played him. And 2000, so it was 2003, and his yardage
10, 9, 8, 7,
2015.
2015 is not correct. It was 2066.
Okay.
Jamal Lewis is number 3 on the list. You get 20 points for that. West Coast, where you going?
No, that's all the 2000ers. I was
there's actually. Oh no, that is all the 2000s.
That's all of them. I was banking on Jamal Lewis. Damn it, Jay. I hate going after Jay in trivia. All right, so now I gotta go to Madden covers. Give me Sean Alexander.
Sean Alexander is on the list. What year?
Give me, let me think, Madden.
I know this off the top of my head.
Madden 05. In 2005 is what I'm going with.
That's correct. What yardage? 10, 9, 8, 7.
God, I hate
6,
the Seahawks.
5, 4, 3.
I don't think that even matters
2.
with the yardage. I hate the Seahawks, man. Fuck Sean Alexander.
All right, you get 20 points. That yardage was 1880. That he had a crazy ass year. They went out there and trashed us in the NFC Championship. Alice, on you.
Okay, so last one on my list, but I gotta thank my brother Don for this one, because this was his favorite running back in the day. Earl Campbell.
Big Earl.
Big Earl. I know he damn near got 2,000, and that was 4th grade, so I'm going 1981-ish.
I don't see Earl Campbell on my list.
Oh, wow. Okay, damn.
Oh, I apologize. He is here. I apologize. He is here. Earl Campbell, I see him. My bad. You said what year?
What year is it? What year is on here?
What's the answer to number 3?
10.
I said 1981. I said 81.
That's wrong. What was his yards? 7.
1865.
No. I'll give you 10 points for that.
Okay.
He's number 8 on the list. Poofs, back on you. Oh, I forgot to tell you. If you miss one, you are out.
Wow. Kind of late for that shit.
Yeah, I meant to say that. My bad.
No pressure, fool. No pressure. Rely on your superhero training.
10, 9.
What are we counting? What happened?
7. You gotta give me a name. 6.
Damn, brother, you dropped
5.
a bomb on me?
I can't say, what are we counting for?
Right.
We only been doing this for 132 episodes.
Hey, let me go Arian Foster, man.
Arian Foster.
It doesn't sound good for me.
It's like crickets. Oh, yeah.
Is that tumbleweed?
I don't. Arian Foster, did you say?
I guess I'm out.
I don't see Arian Foster on this list, my friend.
I thought that kid rushed for like 1,600.
That ain't enough to get on this list.
Well, nah, that's not enough.
You are out, sir. You have 30 points.
You
All right.
jerked me, man, by making that statement right before I go.
What you counting for?
Right.
Part of the game is this.
Right.
Jay, it's on you.
Anybody say LaDainian Tomlinson yet?
Oh, you killing me, man.
Jay keep taking my people, bro. Right before I take them, Jay take them. I don't appreciate this no more.
All right, Jay. When did LT do it? And what did he do?
Shit.
9.
I know him and Larry Johnson was battling that one. Was that 06?
That was 06.
Was it? Oh, shit. I have no idea what the yards are. Shit. 1709. I don't know.
No, it's 2006 for 1815.
Okay.
He is number 20 on the list. West Coast on you.
How many times have we said Adrian Peterson?
Right.
Only once. No,
All right.
twice.
We said it twice?
Yes.
Damn it. I feel like that's too many.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5.
Oh, give me Ricky Williams.
Williams.
For the Dolphins,
I'm good.
it was in...
Ricky Williams is on the list at number 14.
It was for the Dolphins, and it
3,
was
4.
in 2002.
1.
Fuck it. Let's go 2002 then.
That's
You're going to hit me with the
2002.
hard-ass 2.
That was 2002, sir.
You
He
did
is
with
number
the hard ass, too.
Right, that was a hard 2, wasn't it? Damn.
14 on the list.
Yeah.
All right, Al, where we going?
Get the guess the yards. All right.
DeMarco.
My bad. Your time was up. You say the yards.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, that's why I went on.
1906.
DeMarco who?
DeMarco Murray.
He's on the list of 17.
Yes. He did that right before he left for the Eagles.
That's correct. What year?
14.
He had a monster year.
Yeah.
Damn, that was that recent? Damn.
Yeah, 2014. Do you know what yards he did?
Nah, he balled out. But so I'm gonna go with I don't know, the 1970. The year I was born.
1845.
The other year you was born. Oh, okay.
Right. See, I feel like I was born.
It's real tight, man. You got Jay, you got 60, 70, 80, 90. West Coast has also 90. And Al has 70. All right. Brandon, y'all running out of numbers. Jay, where you going?
So, I don't even know why I ain't think about this. Shit, I went with Eric Dixon's second season. His first year, his rookie year, he actually rushed for, it was 83. He rushed for 1808.
That is correct. He's number 21
think
on
about
the
that
list.
shit. Yeah. Okay.
30 big ones for Jay. West Coast, where you going?
Jay killing me.
I don't know why the fuck I ain't think about his rookie year.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6.
I was in Denver for this one, too. Terrell Davis in 97.
Oh, shit.
Forgot about 97. They went back to back. How many?
That is correct. 3, 2.
What year was Al born? 1845.
That's not correct. It was 1750.
Damn it. I wasn't born in 1750.
All right,
Hey,
Alice, on you.
Hey, what place was that on the list?
Who did he say?
TD.
TD.
Oh, he was he's actually on here twice. This was the other time. This is the 97 time.
Year.
Was 26.
The John Elway helicopter
How
spin.
many yards? Yeah.
Right.
1750.
Man, I think Aaron Foster on the list, man.
Where you on the list at? Where you on the list at, Pooh?
I ain't know. What who's 30, yo?
You said he
I
rushed
can't
for
tell you.
1,600 yards.
Oh, ain't nobody came.
Yeah, we ain't guessed 30
Oh, I
yet.
just thought. Ooh.
Al, it's on you, man.
I got a couple of them. One I just
Did anybody say Walter Payton yet?
Fuck, Al.
Nobody said. Pooh didn't even say
Nobody
what.
He didn't even
said
say,
sweetness.
that's what made me think about it. When Pooh started talking, I was like, oh, shit. Nobody said sweetness.
He is number 15 on the list.
I got another one, though.
I
You
got
know
one,
when he did it and what he did?
Nah, neither one.
All right, it was 1977, and he rushed for 1852.
Okay.
All right, Jay, back on you.
I just said this dude's name, and him and Daniel was battling it out, but Larry Johnson
Damn
in
it.
06.
Yes, you did.
Damn
Larry
it,
Johnson
Jay, I
in
was
06.
just
You know
finna
what he
do that.
did?
I don't know what he did. I know LT won the Russian title that year. So shit.
It was
It couldn't be
2006. Larry Johnson's number 22 on the list.
1750. I don't know.
Oh, very close. It was 1789. 20 more points for Jay. Jay stretching it out. All right, West Coast, where you going?
To the West Coast. Marcus Allen.
Marcus Allen.
I'm gonna say
Very close. He's on the list though. At number 25.
Oh,
Do you know?
man,
Do you
that's
know
what's
what?
up.
Do you know what year and what his yards were?
I'm gonna say
10,
80.
9, 8, 7,
5.
85 is a good guess. You are correct. What year? I mean, what yardage?
What year was Al born? So, what number did you say was on the list?
25. 7, 6, 5.
I'm gonna say 1750.
Very close. 1759. So 20 points for you. All right, Al, where we going?
Has anybody said Jim Brown?
God damn, Al. Come on, man. You're killing me.
He was born in 1845. He know all these old dudes.
Jim Brown is on the list at number 12. What year?
I'm going with my old reliable 1865.
That is not correct. What did he do?
No, that was the
No,
yards,
that was the
wasn't it?
yardage, yeah. I'm sure that wasn't the year Al was given 1860.
Yeah. He ain't that
I
old.
thought.
I was
Look,
about to say, Jim Brown was in movies in
Right.
77.
I thought you were being sarcastic.
He
like,
aged
I don't know,
well.
1865.
I was
No,
doing
it's
y'all.
1863.
Jim Brown, 143 years old.
Wow, it's 1863.
Oh, wow.
That's
Do you know the year though?
1965.
No, it was 1963.
Oh, ain't that a bitch?
10 more points for Al. God, y'all leaving off dudes that I'm shocked. All right, Jay, back on you.
All right, so the same year that Terrell Davis went over 2,000, they beat the second leading rusher that year. Them Dirty Birds. Let me get Jamal Anderson in 1998.
It's on the list in '98, the year they went to the Super Bowl. What did he do?
I have no idea what he did. I know it was less than 2,000. Let me get. Let me get the year Al was born.
What year is that?
We keep saying 1845.
No, 1846.
Oh, come on, man. You serious?
Yeah, Jamal Anderson, 1846. He's number 16 on the list.
Wow.
All right, West Coast, where you going?
I'm laughing at the year I was born.
10, 9,
You just gonna start to count
7, 6,
Crucial.
5.
It be Amon Green in 2003.
Oh, shit.
Green
Green.
is number 9 on the list.
Wow.
In 2003. What did he do? 3,
It
2,
wasn't when Al was born.
1.
It was 1890.
Very, very close. It was 1883.
Damn.
20 more points. All right, Al, back on you.
All right. Has anybody said Curtis Martin?
No one has said Curtis Martin. And there is a reason.
Got him.
Oh, shit.
Okay. All right.
And that reason is because Curtis Martin is not on this list.
Oh, shit. That's funny.
Well,
Great.
well, Al, you know what misery loves.
I'm joining the company.
Right.
All right, we were wrapping up. Al with 90 points.
Okay.
All right, so Pooh ended up with 30. Al ended up with 90. West Coast and Jay still battling it out. All right, Jay has 1. Oh, wow. Jay got a lot.
West Coast got a lot.
Jay has 160. West Coast has 150.
Damn.
All right, Jay, it's on you.
All right. I'm hoping. I know you had one like really, really great season when Tom Coughlin got to the Giants. The Tiki Barber, he got to be on this list somewhere.
I've been waiting for somebody to say Tiki Barber. He is on the list. He had a monster season. He's number 13.
Ooh.
What year?
All right.
10, 9,
Fuck, she said
8,
Jim Brown was 1863.
6, 5, 4.
1862.
No, Tiki
Oh, no.
actually was 1860.
The year
What
was
year?
the year was 05.
Okay, you can get them 20
That was the
points.
year before. Yeah, 'cause they went to the Super Bowl the next year.
All right, Tiki was number 13. He is gone. All right, West Coast on you.
How many
10,
times did we say
9,
Emmitt Smith?
8. I think we said Emmitt Smith
Just
one time, if my records are correct.
And it was 90. Oh, you don't know. Do you want that? Or no?
No, don't give him. You can't give him nothing.
My bad.
I'll let him know if he going the wrong way. What year?
I'm gonna say
Now the 92 years gone. He is on the list at number 29 at 1,713 yards in 1992. That's already gone.
That version.
so.
of him.
That version of Emmitt, and that version of Emmitt got better.
9, 8,
So I'm gonna
7,
say
5.
95. Yeah, I'm gonna go 95. Fuck it.
95 is correct. What yardage? 4,
Year was
3.
Al born?
2, 1.
1776.
No. 1773. But 20 more points for you.
The country was born in 1776.
Right, that's what I said.
I remember now.
Yeah.
Like, I had nothing to do with this.
All right, Jay, back on you.
Shit.
10, 9, 8,
Man, I'm just gonna
7,
start naming Steelers at
6,
this point.
5.
Jerome
4.
Bettis. Fuck it.
Jerome Bettis.
Yes, Jerome Bettis. Hall of Famer Jerome Bettis. I'm guessing he's not on the.
Geico
I'm guessing
commercial
Hall of Famer who's
for
not
the
on the
air.
list.
Geico commercial flag football
Right,
extraordinaire.
exactly.
Jerome
Sir. Sir, did you say Jerome? Did you say Jerome Bettis?
Either that or Lordship. One of the two.
Jerome Bettis is not on the list.
Man, I was trying to Lordship you into it.
1. All right. Hey, West Coast, all you got to do is give me a name.
Any name. We done went through like
10, 9, 7,
who have
6,
we-
I can't think of nobody else.
4.
Edrin James.
Adrian James is the bottom of the list.
Wow.
Can you give me the year for the solid victory?
Edrin James.
3.
The Indianapolis Colts.
1.
2002.
Hey, what's up with that
wrong.
buzzer though?
You are wrong. You are tied. Jay is still in it.
Oh shit.
Damn, I don't even get to know. Guess how many yards? Like, I don't get to use Al's work year again?
Oh, no.
You said it was number
my bad.
30?
What's his yards? What's his yards? My bad. He's number 30 on the list in the year 2000. Yeah, but your time was up. That's why
Yeah.
you didn't get it.
That's what I'm about to say.
I forgot. Your buzzer had 0. You didn't give me a year or a number.
Hey, but how can Jay get back in it though? Jay,
They are tied.
Yeah,
But
but I
Jay
thought he
missed.
was eliminated.
yeah, he missed.
But
Sorry,
your-
Jay, you missed.
But
Yeah, but
he missed, but his West Coast points didn't put him ahead.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but he
he-
missed. Like, I
he
thought this
should
was a
get-
single elimination.
Yeah,
All
right.
I had to do was give you a name.
But the
Yeah.
points gotta matter for
You
something.
you
Right,
should have
yeah,
gave me
but
the
the
year.
point-
The
right.
points matter.
Yeah,
Points
but he
matter.
should be able to just pick another, see if he can get another guy because Jay missed.
Yeah, but the fact that the point is tied, I mean, the score is tied, I
the
mean, I'm
point-
still in the game.
points
You can't
matter.
skip me.
Yeah,
I'm
the
still in the
points
game.
matter. Can't
No,
skip 'em.
I get the points are equal, but he
So-
should
Oh,
be
you know
able
what?
to
I
select
I
another-
agree. Right. Jay shouldn't get them. Right. He's out.
Says the dudes who
He-
got 30 and 60 points.
Right.
respectively.
What's his name? West Coast should at least go. He should keep going until he out. Until he
Again.
can't guess. Right.
Correct.
I agree.
Correct.
And if he get more points,
Oh, I
he
see
gets
what
more-
you're saying.
I see
Jay
what you're
missed
saying.
it.
But y'all can't change the rules at halftime, though.
It's the
rules
point.
have
We're
already
making
been
the rules
established.
up as we go along.
No, we're not.
Money just said the point. Money just said
you out.
The points
But-
matter.
right.
You ain't
If all
say
you
that
had
till
to do
just
was
now.
give me, I said you gotta give me the year for the clean win. Did I say that?
That's
Yeah,
exactly
but
what
bro,
he
you said if you miss, you out. You said you miss, you
out is
eliminate.
how I understood.
Really, man.
So,
But the
so
points
those-
the points are going to matter once everybody is out. So he
Right.
should get to keep guessing until he's out.
exactly.
And once
exactly.
we all out, whoever got the most points win.
Right, but if the points are tied, nobody has won.
But he's not out yet.
That's my interpretation of it.
Well,
Because
West Coast is not out
West
yet.
Coast not out though. He hasn't missed one. Everybody else has missed one.
I see what you're saying. Well,
I
West
see what
Coast,
you're saying.
can you give me another name on the list?
So what? So he just keep going with a
Yeah.
tie game?
Yeah.
Well, he
Hold
did
Hold on, hold on. So money. Who making the rules here?
me, but I
Right.
see
So
their
what-
point. Like you
I'm-
missed one.
Right, but now are they swaying you on your rules? Because before West Coast guest, you said for the win. You have to get this to say the win.
Well,
so
we
now
gotta
they
keep going.
so now they
We gotta keep
chirping.
going.
Wait. Because if he had got those points, he would have had more points than you. So he would have been no reason for him to keep going.
Right, but he
Right.
doesn't. So we tied. A tie means both people are still in it. That's what a tie
That's
means.
tied in-
Yeah, but
you
I'm
tied
not
in
out.
points, not in lives. Like,
Right, you're
Right,
out.
like I'm not. That's what I'm saying.
Right, you're
I'm not out though.
like
Like,
West Coast still got lives left.
Money. What was your interpretation of your rules before these dudes start
We
chirping?
gotta keep going. We gotta keep going because West Coast needed to get the years to get the game,
All right.
and I made that clear before he gave me the wrong answer.
But he's not out
So-
though, money.
Pooh, the man
not
gave
out.
us rules. We're gonna have a 2-hour and 30-minute show. You gonna keep arguing rules that don't exist?
Yeah, we
Well,
gotta
now
keep
Jay
going.
hot because now Jay hot. True that.
I
We
ain't
gotta
hot.
keep going.
I just don't talk to losers. Last place.
We gotta keep going. Jay.
Oh man.
Got one.
Wow, money. Ooh, 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 ooh.
I'm
Gotta
saying you weighing butt naked last. Can't nobody even hear you screaming back there.
Listeners, send us emails of who you think is right here.
By that time, I'll already be celebrating my victory.
Hey, Jay, it's on you. 10, 9, 8,
Man,
7,
I really don't know no more names, but
5, 4,
uh,
3, 2.
George
one.
Rogers.
That is not correct.
All right.
He was a baller though.
All right, West Coast, can you give me a name for the clean win? Because that'll give you 190. 10, 9, 8, 7,
Probably
6, 5, 4, 3,
not.
2,
It's
1.
Shit.
0. J. 10,
Man, I'm just going through
9.
rules. I'm thinking about Tecmo Bowl niggas at this point.
7,
Right.
Um,
6,
Zoned.
5, 4,
Shit.
3, 2.
The Grits Blitz.
One.
Those the dude. Gerald Riggs.
Gerald Riggs is on the list.
Get the
at
fuck out of here.
28.
No, get away.
He had that one season.
Wow.
Yeah, he was a baller.
I
what
didn't know he
year-
was good on Tecmo. On the first Tecmo Bowl, they had the Grits Blitz. I have no idea what the year was. Let's go 80, 85?
Do you know the yardage?
No. 1710?
1719. Very close, though. All right,
I got
Jay
the-
got 2
whoa,
out.
I got the year?
Yeah, you got the year.
Oh, shit. Okay.
All right, West Coast. Riz
I'm
is
throwing
gone.
a red challenge flag. So
10,
we
9,
got pass interference
8,
or something happened.
7,
I don't know what happened.
6, 5, 4.
Shit, I'm
3,
just saying Frank Gore
2.
at this point.
Frank Gore.
Hmm.
I don't know. Let me check. He's not on the list.
Yeah.
Wow.
So wait,
And we got a clear winner because Jay has 200. West Coast has 180.
It's going down like the tough rule.
Yeah.
What?
It's asterisks beside this one, Jay.
Yeah.
It's going down like
Jay
the
is
tough.
the winner.
And
know
West Coast, just like the Raiders.
Just
You
like
got-
the
you got
Raiders,
y'all.
man. I feel like Charles Woodson right now. Like, I know he fumbled.
Hey, but there is no debating that last place and next to last, though. There's no debating that shit.
Hey, that's accurate.
Name,
That's accurate. This is accurate as can.
Hey, but
name,
I know
names
I want to change the
Accurate
rules at
as
this
can.
point. I want to change the rules at this point. Can I change the rules and say the people in last place, the once you out, you just go muted?
True.
names that you guys didn't get. A second Larry Johnson in 2005 rushed for 1750. A second Terrell Davis.
I got both Terrell Davises.
Yeah, you got
Yeah.
both.
Wait, let me look. Let me look at my spreadsheet over here.
What, 97
You got
and
97.
Yeah, and okay, you got the 97 one. My bad. 6. It's right there. My bad. You got that one. Nobody said the.
it was another AP out there, isn't it?
Nah, just 2.
Oh.
Somebody got the second Emmitt Smith. Somebody got the. Oh, I already said the second Larry Johnson. Eric Dickerson. Somebody got him. You guys didn't give me a second Barry Sanders.
Damn it.
He's actually on the list twice.
We did. Who got
no,
the second
not-
one? No,
No, yeah,
no,
I just
we
did
didn't.
one.
Yeah, you're right.
he didn't. He's on here tied for Amon Green at 10 in 1984 with 1,883 yards.
Fuck. Hold on. I should have just said Barry just because it's the strength of Barry twice.
Yeah, just because it's
you're right.
Barry.
You're right.
And I think there was one more.
So what you're saying is we got through 28 of the top 30.
Yeah, you guys did. You guys killed it. You guys
Who's
killed
30, yo? Who's 30?
Adrian James.
Edrin, how much?
it. 1709.
Wow.
Michael Turner was very close. In 2008 with the Falcons, he had 16.
Forgot about Michael Turner.
1699.
Not completely.
16 what?
1699.
Wow.
And I think Arian Foster was like 1670 or something. That's what killed me. I was damn.
Yeah, you went Arian. Dude, you had the whole. You at that point, you had the whole list.
I had the
Right.
whole board available.
Yeah, and didn't he say sweetness?
Didn't say Sweet. Didn't say Barry again. Didn't say AP again. True that.
Yeah.
You put that pressure on me, man.
How far down was Frank Gore?
Let me.
Shit, he ain't on there.
Yeah, he ain't on there.
Ain't on there, yeah.
Wow.
He ain't even on the
He didn't
spreadsheet.
even make the honorable mentions.
He ran for almost 1,700 yards. How did he not?
They ain't top 30 though.
No, I know that. That's what I'm saying. How
Yeah,
far
but-
down the list? If you said
Yeah.
Michael Turner just missed.
Yeah, he just missed with 1699.
Yeah, and I know, what's his name? He got this, it's Steelers, so he got the Steelers single season record at 1690. Barry Foster, but I knew he wasn't in the top 30. So between 1699 and 1690, is Gore somewhere in between there?
Gore is actually Larry Johnson would have been third because he's. Oh no, that's. Damn, I didn't know Gerald Riggs was.
Frank ran for 1695.
Frank Gore ran for 1695, so he was number
okay.
35 on this list.
Wow.
Curtis Martin was close. Earl Campbell was close again. Barry Foster's at 36. Sweetness is 37.
Wow.
Then Jerome Bettis is 40.
George Rogers was 39. You pulled that one out your ass. That was hella funny.
Right.
Yeah, so
Damn.
I didn't realize Corey Dillon was.
Oh,
Corey
shit,
Dillon
forgot
was
about
a
Corey
beast.
Dillon.
Corey Dillon was a beast.
Tiki had back-to-back 1,600 yard years. Yeah, but Deuce, that crazy year he had him. Yeah, man.
Deuce McAllister. I thought you were Deuce Staley. I was like, what?
Yeah, Deuce McAllister. Yeah, y'all did good though.
Shit.
Sean Alexander on here again at 34.
What's the name ain't on the list? Dorsett. I know he went on the list, but you know how close he was?
43 at 1646.
Wow. You know what's crazy though? Jim Brown and OJ on that list, and what they played 14 games back then.
Yeah, right.
Jesus Christ.
Jim Brown, OJ,
Well,
sweetness.
good game,
Right.
y'all. Even though the peanut gallery tried to impeach me,
They did.
they did. Step back in. They lost and bought their tickets to get back in and tried to impeach me. It's all right, though.
Asterisk.
And West Coast,
man.
West Coast would have
went with that shit.
West Coast would have had to win if he would have gave me the year. I said that before I asked the question.
Right.
Yeah, but you didn't have
before
to.
the game started. You said if you miss, you out.
Right. You had already stated that. You had already stated
That was rule number one.
But that's what the points was for.
No.
Instead of doing a single elimination, I wanted to throw the points in.
If that's the case, what's the point of having points?
So that once everybody is out, whoever got the most points wins.
Oh, so you and Puga know who finished last and next to last.
Yeah, I think it was so we could tease last place.
Everyone wasn't out though. Everyone wasn't out. That's the only argument. Everyone wasn't out.
I know, but you was out.
Yeah, I was out. I mean, Jay didn't have any more men left. Like, and West Coast had men left. Like, you didn't let him use all his men. That's crazy.
So
For
instance,
he got to turn the next round.
right. So let's just
He should
say
have been the only one.
let's just say you was out and Al was
Jay,
out.
I don't want to hit mine.
And y'all both had 30 points. Who would have finished last place?
We're not even going through that shit.
Oh,
Jay.
now you don't want to talk. Now you don't. You talking about
We're not
last
even
place
going
shit.
through that shit, Jay.
So Jay got an extra life for having
Right.
more
Basically.
points.
He hit the up, down, left, right.
That's the reward of having the most points.
Right, and
Oh,
the bottom
come on,
line
man.
is
West Coast didn't get any extra points though.
bottom-
Any extra men?
Yes,
feel
he
like-
did. He got another round, but he didn't
Right.
get it right.
right,
No,
And had his points been more than Jay's,
right.
he would have got to stay in if Jay got it wrong.
Hey, y'all remember when J.R. Smith got their rebound and ran back to half court, and they had to go to overtime with the Warriors? You remember that?
I remember.
It don't
Tough
matter.
move.
None of that shit matters once you go into overtime. It matters who performs once all that shit's over with. Right?
Yeah, but
That's all that matters.
all the time.
And
Google the time on the
Google
clock.
Tuck
And-
rule. That's all. Google the Tuck rule.
And the dudes that had fouled out before that ain't got shit to say in the game.
I mean,
Hey,
Jay,
you
you
had
won,
fouled
man.
out
What
too, though. You had fouled out too, though. That's how.
Nah, I play in the Big
No
East.
doubt.
I get 7 fouls.
this guy. I feel like the New Orleans Saints in last year's NFC title game.
Hey, well, I don't know. Next year, maybe y'all can come up with a review
instead
rule.
of saying 2002, you should have said 2000, and you would have won.
No money. You know that shit. That shit.
Hey,
He
man,
didn't have more points.
the hate is real. The hate is real. Money. You
Yo.
hosted. What's your parting shot, sir? Your
Hey,
final
man.
parting shot. Damn.
Yo, it's been an amazing run on the show, man. The Defy Life Podcast, man. People voted today. It was a little election day across a few states. You already know I'm a big proponent of voting, exercising your right to be a citizen of this great nation. Looking forward to my new adventure with West Coast Jay.
Yeah.
Listeners of the show, man, definitely continue to support. Definitely also siphon off and listen to my show. Y'all already know what I'm gonna say, man. I'm gonna definitely keep it brief. If you're not rocking with Defy Life, man, what is your life about?
Yeah. All right. Which one of you guys finished next to last?
Wow.
Whatever, yo.
I'm saying y'all throwing darts. I'm throwing them back. Al, what you got for me?
Man. Like I said, Google the tough rule, and y'all have a real good sense of what just happened here. But that's all good. That's all good. All New Orleans Saints playoff 2018. Just have a good week, man. West Coast money. Wish y'all all the best. Like I said earlier, it's been very, very, very real. Enjoyed it. Other than that, have a great week and be safe. See y'all next week.
Absolutely. Pooh, what you got for me?
Man, I just really totally can't believe that you twisted up money on his own trivia. And
I told you Jedi mind trick.
And he maneuvered himself right in, and money
kid been
fell.
Go ahead, man. It's your part.
Yeah, Al, see what y'all saying? Oh yeah, Jay, you right. Jay, you back.
Just because I see what y'all saying don't mean I gotta change my rules.
You had already changed it. You was like, yeah, Jay, Jay, you back in. I was like, damn, he out and back in. But hey, I just want to say, hey, it's definitely great to be back, great to be home. But there's no need to lock your doors, no need to lock your windows. Defy Life is coming in no matter what.
Hey man, you make it sound creepy, but okay.
Man,
that sound like the police in Dallas.
Right. Where's Yoshi's disclaimer when we need it? West Coast. Final parting shot. What you got for me, man?
So, echoing money, it was a voting day in a bunch of places. Kansas City voters, damn it, man. They overwhelmingly approved removing Dr. Martin Luther King's name from one of the city's most historic boulevards. Like 70% of the vote, 70-30 to remove Dr. King's name. It's one of the few cities in the country that doesn't have anything named for the Dr. King. So
they probably didn't read that shit.
No, the problem is they did. They had changed it initially, but the people who didn't want it there read better and found that they circumvented some rules apparently to get it there in the first place. So, but the fact that they put it to vote and it was 70-30, like, yeah, get out and vote, like, for real. You can make changes at the local levels. You can affect your own community. Please get out and vote when you have the opportunity to do so.
No doubt. Yeah. I ain't got nothing crazy, man. Shout out to Mitchell Trubisky and Sean Lee for trying to take my victory away tonight. But I'll take this anyway. Pooh been going for 19 weeks and come back in stirring up controversy. But yeah, West Coast money. It's been real, man. And I ain't gonna, of course, this ain't a goodbye because y'all gonna be back, and I'm gonna show up on your show whenever the fuck I want to. But yeah, man, looking forward to what you guys got in store. And all I got left, man, is Lakers won tonight, Duke won tonight. I'm good. Lakers came back. Pooh, man, you just keep getting it from me tonight. So the Lakers came back from a 17-point deficit on the Bulls tonight, and LeBron with his third straight triple-double. And yeah, and then Duke won their opener against Kansas. So I'm good. That's all I got. This has been episode 132 of the Defy Life Podcast. We'll talk to y'all next week. Until then, Defy Life.
Defy Life.
Defy Life.
Defy Life, y'all.
Defy Life.
Peace.
Siri.
Hey.
How may I help you?
Play the Relationship Status Podcast.
Playing the Relationship Status Podcast.
You know, I would ask him, like, what are you doing? You know, where are you going with this? What are you trying? And he really didn't have, like, a real answer.
Okay.
So I didn't feel like we were going to be compatible later on down the line.
I think that goes back to something I've often heard and think myself, that men date women thinking they're never going to change, and women date men
thinking that they are,
thinking that they can change them.
Relationship Status. New episode every Monday at 12 noon on Defy Life Network.